Right. So, welcome everybody to, welcome back. I suppose is more apt, but we're back with another session of Whispers in the Woods, and it's been quite a while since we've had a session, and it's been a busy time of year, so it's understandable. What with exam season and all that, so it's all good. But we have an availability tonight, so we're gonna get a session in. Lola is just running a little bit late, so she will be arriving shortly. But I figured we would just hang out and not switch around the stream time. And since we had to do a bit of a longer recap anyway, right? So, before we get into the recap, we'll do that last. Bookkeeping stuff. There'll be a few days later in May that we won't have Dreamwalker on Saturdays. Just busyness with schedules, plus busyness with my own schedule on the 28th. So be prepared for that. But otherwise, I don't have anything foreseeable. But of course, things change around. As for the other bookkeeping, you guys made just random one-shot characters, right? We did that a while back when we were just hanging out.
Yeah, or I made a wizard.
Hmm.
Remember the what was it, Chronergy wizard? It's like a lizard folk.
Oh
The
yeah,
wizard
yeah.
lizard.
Yeah, we so the past few weeks I've been using some of the empty stream slots to do some stuff with chat. And one of the things that we made was a new faction, a new guild, with basically the purpose of it being to help us create one shots for the future. Since sometimes when we have busyness and like one person can't make it and we know they're not going to make it, or if there's long periods of time when it's like a hiatus, or maybe even in between seasons and stuff like that when I'm working on other stuff, but we just have some availability and we feel like playing D&D with one of the other groups that don't have a currently running campaign, I would like to do one shots. And so I tried to build a faction that would help explain, just a universe reason to have these shorter adventures. So we came up with the Candletree Consortium, which you might have seen me talking about. And the intent behind the guild is basically a rather affluent wizard basically formed an organization in which he basically provides research grants, if you will, to other upcoming adventurers, spellcasters, archivists, scholars, etc. With the express goal of whatever they learn, they bring that knowledge back to his archives in order to try to document it all, as he wants to assemble a large library of knowledge. In addition to that, he also has the goal of making sure that all of his colleagues' work doesn't go undocumented. So wizards tend to be a bit reclusive, and they have a habit of doing dangerous experiments. And so if something were ever to happen and no one ever knew about it, then their research would just be lost to time and gone forever. And so he has built the Candletree Consortium in an attempt to check in on them and make sure that things are going smoothly, and if something has happened to them, then to read through the research and see if it's worth continuing. So I thought that it would be nice to have basically everybody who we've been playing with make characters for the Candletree Consortium, because I wanted it to be like a player-driven guild.
That sounds pretty cool.
because if everybody's a part of the same guild, then it really doesn't matter who's in the party for the one shot, because you all have a reason to work together.
Yeah.
And so, uh, in addition to that, the reason why it would be player driven is that sometimes in campaigns there'll be like a little plot thread that maybe your campaign doesn't center around, but you particularly thought was interesting. It's just some random thing that occurred in a small town or something like that, and you found it to be interesting, but because the campaign didn't center around it, we had to sort of move on and travel elsewhere and do the more important task at hand. And so the idea behind the Candletree Consortium is that since this wizard who formed the guild is giving research grants to these young spellcasters, your character can have an interest in something in the world, and he will provide you the funding and resources to go and learn more about it. And so you can sort of suggest things that you personally found interesting that you want to explore more, and then we can build one shots around them in order to explore those little kind of smaller ideas more. And so if you were building a character for the consortium, then as a part of the character you could build in one or two, well, really as many as you want, but one or two interests. It's things that that character wants to explore. And then we can use that to facilitate the creation of a bunch of one-shots, since it's always nice to have ideas, and I'd like to let you guys kind of see things that you're interested in having campaigns about. So I've been working on that with chat. We've kind of got it formed, and we've got some NPCs, and we've got a good idea of the consortium. So I think everybody has lots of characters, but if everybody just had one that they knew would work for the consortium and just wanted to kind of keep it sort of in their back pocket, if you will, then we would always have a character to do a one shot with if we ever needed to do one on short notice.
Are there like standards for joining it? Like, would there be stipulations in place?
Well, typically he looks towards he himself as a wizard would focus on spellcasters, but really just people who are looking for things, people who are searching for some sort of knowledge. So it really doesn't matter your class, doesn't matter race, doesn't matter background. So you would have to be, I guess, semi good alignment, but we don't really use alignment much anyway. And your reasons can be selfish if you wish, but I don't know what else you mean by stipulations.
Yeah, you pretty much just covered it in your answer.
Basically, as long as you're hunting for something, because even if you're a fighter who doesn't know any magic, maybe you know some story, or maybe you were passed down an heirloom that you want to find the source of, some sort of family heirloom. Maybe it went missing. Maybe your great grandfather told you these stories about his travels and how he found some lost city, and now you, because your grandfather never found it, he only found hints of it, and now you want to be the one to find it, or something like that. Things like that. It doesn't really matter what your class is, though he typically, his sort of apprentices are more the spellcaster type. Everyone who just is hunting for something has a place.
It's kind of like, and this is a very loose comparison, but kind of like private investigator in a way.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. They're just sort of anything that catches his interest. Oftentimes he'll kind of suggest things to his apprentices if they don't have something that's grabbing them right now. They're just kind of doing their own little private work in their dorm at the guild. Then he'll sometimes suggest things. He'll hear word of something and he'll send a group to go and find it. But yeah, just sort of learning more about the world and its secrets is sort of his goal. And so he's amassing as much knowledge as he can to do that, and just trying to help people along the way as he does.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So they'd probably be like, I don't know, maybe level 3s, I think. And then we could kind of have them progress a little bit. We won't start them at level 1 just because there's no point to for a one shot. but over time we could have them level up. I think that'd be fun. So yeah, something to think about for working on background stuff. Because even after we wrap up with Whispers in the Woods for the moment, we can still do one shots from time to time, just because playing D&D is fun. And so if we ever have an opportunity when we're all available, we can just do a little one shot. Since I'm trying to prep them so that I can have them just kind of sit there in the background and be ready to use, just sort of a little stockpile of one shots. So I've just been, when I have the time and availability, making a couple maps here and there to stockpile a few one shots for later use, for a rainy day, I suppose. So Wits is Roll20's not working.
It hates me.
Yeah.
um,
Want to troubleshoot?
Session is expired. That's not something that I've ever seen.
Yeah. So it says your session expired. Hit OK to reload the page and resuming your campaign. Whenever you do that, it just reloads and then it says the same thing again.
You try logging out of Roll20, like
Yep.
logging your account out.
Yep. And it works in other browsers. Okay, it worked in my Opera GX, but Opera GX I can't use the extension for D&D Beyond. So if worse comes to worse, I'll do that. And I tried loading it in Chrome, and right now Chrome is foaming in the mouth in the corner of the room every time I try to open it. So
well, I guess it's good that worst if it isn't working at all, you could take the other option and just not have the extension for today. It's not the end of the world. You just tell me what you roll, I believe you.
I actually rolled 21 nat. It landed right on the edge.
But yeah, I mean, I can see it in the log too, so you technically can't lie to me, but I just don't like to open the log every time just to hunt down rolls. So
That's fair.
I would just trust whatever you tell me. I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm not DMing, so I wouldn't lie.
Yeah, so take that option if it doesn't work, but really not sure because I've never gotten that error before.
I've never gotten this before. It's not really an error. I think that's why it's an issue, is because I tried looking up stuff and it's like something that pops up if you had the tab open for too long. But I just opened it.
Yeah, I could see that being something that happens if it's open too long. Though, to be fair, I have left tabs of Roll20 open for very long amounts of time, and I've never seen that before. So, if anyone would have seen it, it would have been me with my like thousands of hours of Roll20.
From what I'm looking, it says it's supposed to only pop up if you had it open for more than 24 hours.
Okay, I think I've definitely done that too.
Yeah, I've done that shit too, man. I don't know. That's weird.
I as of today have 8,315 hours of Roll20. So.
Well, I guess it just hates me then if it's gonna pop up immediately. My God. And it's doing it on every campaign too, but just on Firefox.
Yeah, that's strange.
Of course, they put most of the settings for Roll20 in the campaign itself and not just at home.
If it's still doing it and you're able to, send me a screenshot to the Whispers chat of what that screen looks like, because I'm curious. I've never seen it before.
Right here.
Oh yeah, I've definitely never seen that before. Session has expired. Hit OK to reload the page and resume editing your campaign. Huh. Yeah, that's also weird phrasing. Editing your campaign.
I know. I was like, oh, it's mine now. Cool.
Do you have like Roll20 open on like a different device in a different campaign or something?
I shouldn't.
'Cause, like,
I
'cause
haven't even
you've-
opened Roll20 in like over a month.
Yeah, that's because just the way it says editing it makes me feel like it thinks you're the DM for some reason.
Yeah.
It says because I tried opening a what is it? I tried opening another campaign that I am a DM of, and it says the exact same message.
Same thing.
Just log in and log out.
I have.
Oh, it's fucked.
It's fine though. I can still open it on Opera GX. I still no literally Chrome says it just won't connect to the internet. It's just foaming at the mouth at the corner of the room. I'm trying to like I was like, all right, I guess I'll just go back to using Chrome again. But apparently it's been too long. It doesn't want me to come back.
Well, now that Lol is here, we'll get started. So I
Hey,
guess
I'll just
take the other option for today. But let us know. Let us know in the in the Whispers chat if you figure out what was going on or if it suddenly starts working again. Because I'm curious.
I've gotten enough into computer science knowing that if it suddenly starts working, that's scarier than
Yeah.
it not working.
Chrome is having a stroke. It sometimes does that, yes. All right, so when you're able to, are you already in it? I don't
Yeah,
know. Which...
I'm good. I opened on
okay.
Opera GX.
Perfect. All right, then we'll get started. As long as everybody's ready. Sybil's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. Alrighty, so previously on Whispers in the Woods. The party is in the Feywild in an abandoned castle called the Briar Keep. I have to think back, this has been a while. And their reason for entering the Briar Keep is that they were searching for a insidious entity who they know as Beira, who has caused this black mold to spread throughout the forests of the Fae, harming and killing a lot of the fair folk. And so on behalf of the Summer Court, the party is hunting for Beira and looking to put a stop to the mold itself. After exploring the Briar Keep, they managed to solve a few puzzles and not solve a few puzzles, and then proceeded further off into the basement of the keep itself, into the cellars, where they found a prison with a beholder locked up inside who claimed that he was being held prisoner and being forced to maintain and maintenance something known as a Zemarian heart, which seemed to have been gifted to Beira and seemed to be causing the mold. And so, in exchange for their aid, the beholder, Hephaestion, promised to help them either destroy the Zemarian heart or help them stop Beira in exchange for his freedom. And so they set him free, and he promised to return once they had found the heart. And so, heading down through some collapsed tunnels in the cellar, they found the mold gardens where the black mold was being grown by Red Caps and the boss of the Red Caps, an entity that was referred to as the Tooth Fairy. And so, after defeating some of the Red Cap guards with the aid, on behalf of, perhaps, maybe not with the aid of the Meanlocks who were being forced to tend the gardens, though it was hazardous to their health, the party traveled further towards the heart and were suddenly confronted by the boss of the Red Caps, who appeared out of nowhere and summoned in some rather nasty looking, twisted looking red cap guards. And that was where we ended, with the party suddenly surrounded in the mold gardens. And that's where we'll pick back up again. Is there anything else to remember? Let me think. As we switch over scenes. I think the only thing that you guys had debated was, I think you had a cast of scrying that you weren't sure when you wanted to use. I think that was something that you had been talking about in the last session. You also were debating whether or not you wanted to destroy the heart, I think is something that you debated.
Yeah.
So, side note, I might just maybe have gotten the Beyond 20 to work with Opera GX. So we
Alright.
might be good after all.
Well, that's great.
And then I can forcefully delete Firefox forever because that's literally the only thing I used it for.
Alrighty then. So, as you guys made your way further into the mold gardens, you were set upon by a rather twisted-looking creature with malformed wings, not particularly large, but holding a staff in one hand and pointing at you with its other gnarled finger. And as the creature appeared, ready for you clearly, as you had accidentally announced your presence to him previously, if you recall.
Yeah. Called him on the sending stone.
Yeah, you rang him up on the cell phone, and so he
But doubt him.
appeared ready for you with his guards, teleporting them out of nowhere, with weapons at the ready. And so, as the Tooth Fairy appears, he peers through the torch, the lantern light towards you guys, and says, "Care to explain your trespass?"
Here to destroy heart, or not destroy it. Not sure.
Well,
Shit.
well, we can't be having that now, can we, lads? And he sort of gives a mean little cackle as he looks towards his guards. And the guards are getting a little bit of background noise from Lola, I believe.
Hey guys.
It sounded like air passing through a microphone. So I don't know if you have
I
a
was
fan on or
heavy
something.
breathing. I was heavy breathing.
Okay, well,
Panic set in.
very well. So he looks across at his guards, and you can see that these guards, they look a little different than the red caps that you've seen before. They're wild-eyed and sharp-fanged, and they're foaming at the mouth with their weapons at the ready. Do you say anything else?
I like teeth too. Friends.
Not friends, Lola.
They could be friends. Strangers are those friends you haven't made yet.
Wait, what if we take their hats off again?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Look a little more attached to them than the others were.
Gotta take the
Okay,
whole
well,
fucking head.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
They won't be a
Dead
problem
friends.
anymore.
Dead friends are still friends. I like your thinking, yeah.
And so, as you guys talk amongst yourselves, the Tooth Fairy once more cackles and says, "All right, boys. We'll feed them to the heart."
You have a beautiful laugh.
I don't know if we rolled initiative last time. Let's just do it again if we
We did.
Oh, you
Okay.
did? I don't remember
Yeah.
what you rolled.
I see it's up there.
Oh, it's
on
up
the-
there.
It's been
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
it's been so long.
Then we'll keep those rolls.
Okay.
They're right there. We'll keep those.
All right.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I knew we did.
Yeah, I scrolled up. It was just off screen for me. We use those rolls. Deleted them from my other thing, so that's why. I didn't have them.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Alrighty, just give me 1 sec to get those back.
What was that song, Lola?
It was the fear song. Because I know I had a solid plan in my head, but it's been so long that I forgot what my plan was, and I'm looking at my spells, and I'm like, what the fuck was I gonna do? I don't remember. I'm like, there
Oh,
was a good
God.
plan. There was a plan in here at one point, and it's gone now. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I'm pretty sure I told myself I'll figure it out like right before, and then it's right during, and I still figured it out.
We're gonna do great. I believe in us. Don't
Oh, what's
believe in
that?
us.
One of my spells is a gun. Oh, would you look at that?
I mean, it kind of is, right? Catapult,
It's a giant gun.
railgun.
It goes
except
kapooey.
this gun isn't prepared.
Bruh. But that's okay.
Oh no.
I
That's
placed
okay.
it with something else because I got tired of remembering to pick up stuff and throwing it.
Just launch fucking Sequili instead.
Oh wait, I remember. Okay, I remember why I got rid of it or unprepared it. I was about to say, why the hell did my past self do that to me?
Alrighty. Then let's get started.
No, not the music.
Oh my god.
You're a bard. You're supposed to like the music.
I play soft tunes. Okay, I'm a cottagecore fucking bard. That's it.
Speaking of bards, first to act is Lola.
Okay. Let's see. Fuck it. We're gonna test it out. Cast it on Tooth Bitch here. We're gonna try to Phantasma Force it. I'm gonna place it like right here. Oh.
Alright.
Need an intelligence save. Please be dumb. Please be more wise than intelligent.
Oh no, he's not dumb.
Nah, he didn't look dumb. He's too scrawny to be dumb.
Alright, let me check. Alright, that was a 22, which I'm assuming saves.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know why that posted
Yeah.
twice.
you need to make sure you read all of it.
Oh, it didn't. It's just all of it.
Well, he definitely passes that shit. And then with that, let's see. I'm squishy. I gotta remember I'm squishy now. We're just gonna get in line here. Alright, someone else is up. Good luck, guys.
Oh
Pat Sequili. Bardic Inspiration. Good luck.
Very well.
Ooh. Thank you, Lola.
I got you, man. Don't let me die.
So Queeley has no healing left.
We are
That's okay, I've got a lot left.
still
Keeps
getting
them all alive.
a little bit of background from you, Lola. Alright. So, if that's the end of your turn, Lola.
That is my turn.
Alright. Then, next to act is this creature here. Which is going to...
Ooh, I'm gonna react to that.
Very well.
Polar Master opportunity attacks. This will be my reaction.
Very well.
Oh my god. What is your dice for the inspiration?
D6.
6. Possibly? I don't know.
Oh,
Ooh!
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 just hits, yes.
nice.
11 piercing.
All right. Then, as the madcap runs its way up to Lola, you quickly stab at it with your spear, and you sort of hit it in the side, and it just completely ignores it as it charges forward. Though you can see it now actively bleeding. It doesn't even wince. It's still just absolutely wild-eyed.
Father, help!
These ones crazy.
And
Thank
so
you for
it runs up to you, Lola. And it
Come
is
at me,
going
bitch.
to it is going to kick you
What the fuck?
with what you realize now are large iron boots that it's wearing
Oh.
with spikes on the bottom. So make a dex save for me.
Drippy and
Gee.
effective.
Yeah, got the drip on.
Alrighty, then you quickly dodge out of the way.
Bitch.
Hmm. Actually, I'm getting exclamation mark errors from Sequili, Lola, and Wits.
I just had my roll 20 like all you guys disappeared from it from the character list and then repopulated. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe
Restart it.
roll 20's not having a nice night.
It did take a while for it to open.
I didn't have
I can
any
try
error
to-
up until then, but
I can try to refresh if you want.
can each of you just try to move your character one square to the right or left? Okay, so you're all actively moving still, so that's not the issue. Well, I guess we'll leave it for now, and we'll see if it gets worse.
Have you considered it could be him? After all, it's just us three that had the exclamation point and not Sybil.
It's Sybil. Sybil fucked it up.
I mean, I haven't. But have you done anything yet? Like, from the actions?
No.
Yeah, it's this
Huh.
guy. He's using his hidden trait, disconnect.
Hacker
Disconnect
man.
from roll 20. Yeah,
He,
the-
he runs up and he bonus actions turns around and pulls out like a laptop. So it's
Yeah,
typing
I
a
was
little
gonna
bit.
say. I was gonna say. I know he's like an insane-looking madcap, but like he just suddenly, the foam disappears. He gets an intelligent look in his eye. He pulls out a little laptop, starts clicking away.
Maybe some glasses too.
Yeah, he pushes
Oh
up
my
his glasses, all dramatic. There's a little shine across them.
Oh my god, this red cap has a computer science degree.
Little man.
So,
Strange washboard.
he kicks at you, Lola, but you quickly dodge out of the way and do not take damage from it. So that's now Witz's turn.
All right. I assume y'all will plan on beating the shit out of him in the near future. So I'm gonna reposition to here, start whacking at this guy,
Very well.
and I will use. I'm just gonna use Ray of Frost. Also, please work.
Go for it.
Oh, oh my god, my D&D Beyond is having a seizure when I clicked it. I get. I see the dice rolling in slow motion on my screen.
Maybe just the entire internet's having a bad day.
Oh well, hey, it ended up working. Wait, I think it went twice.
Let me check my log and see if something's going on. See what I can see.
If the dice rolling's lagging you, you can turn off like the animation of the dice rolling.
I did have it off. I guess I haven't used it much in this browser. I have it on.
Well, by our usual rules, we'll use your first one since you rolled it twice on my screen too. So that's a 23 that hits. Roll your damage.
All right.
Alrighty. Then your ray of frost slams into the chest of this madcap that was about to sprint towards you, Wits, and you see it kind of freeze over slightly as a thin layer of frost begins to form.
And that's gonna be what's turn.
Very well. Then that will bring us to this madcap. who charges at you, Queely, as your focus is on this fellow here. Charges at you. And is going to attempt to strike you with its sickle that it's holding. So that's a 21, which will hit you.
You?
Right, yeah, you're 17, I see? Is that it?
That's correct.
Gotcha, okay. So, that will do. That will deal 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And it will end his turn there. Which brings us to your turn, Sequila.
Oh boy. I think I still remember my plan. Sequili's going to begin chanting and start his prayer. Hathor, protect me and the little squishy ones. And I'm going to activate my Channel Divinity, Turn the Faithless. So all the enemies within 30 feet of me, well, all the Fae, should I say, need to make a DC 11 Wisdom save. Or else they are turned until they take damage.
Very well. Sorry, what's the range? 30?
30 feet. So it should affect all the trash mobs, but not the boss.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw you measuring that when I was talking about other things, so very well. Alright, we'll make those rolls then. Wisdom. Not its strong suit. So let's go for it. Rolling for this one. That was a 4, so that's a fail.
Nice.
I'm just gonna quickly put something on it. Rolling for this one, that was a 15.
Nope, nothing happens.
And rolling for this one, that was an 18.
Okay. At least I got one.
Indeed.
And then since that is, I believe, an action, that is my turn.
Very well. Then the Tooth Fairy is going to use a legendary action.
Motherfucker.
God, I hate legendary action.
And so it begins.
You see him sort of swing his staff through the air. And as he sort of swings it, out of the end of it, this sort of spectral purple whip appears. And he actually cracks it at this madcap right here. And you see it sort of strike that madcap from behind. And as it strikes it, you see it just begin to sort of growl. And the foaming at its mouth begins to increase as its eyes begin to turn red. So, it's going to deal a d6 for hitting him, which will be a 2. So that one takes 2 piercing damage from the whip. And he's now enraged. Which will bring us to his turn. So he will move 10 feet towards Sybil
Mm-hmm.
and is going to attack you with his sickle. In his rage state, he's getting a +2 in addition to what he already had to hit, and a +2 to his damage rolls as well.
Love that for me. Okay, so what do you do for AC?
So that'll be a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Woohoo.
Whoops, that was the wrong dice. I'll roll the proper dice. You don't want me to roll that higher dice. And then that will be 9 slashing.
Yikes. Ah. Okay.
And that will be the end of his turn, and so the initiative passes to you, Sybil.
All right. So I'm gonna cast Healing Spirit,
Very well.
and create it right on top of me for the moment. And that only heals 4, but it should be able to heal because it's 1 plus my spellcasting modifier 4 times, so it can heal 3 more times.
Let me. Where's the? There you go. I'll give you control of it as well,
Okay.
so you can now move it around.
Right. And as a bonus action, I'm also going to activate Shillelagh.
Very well.
And that is my turn.
All right. Then. That will bring us to the Tooth Fairy's turn. So he is going to float along on his malformed wings. And then, what will he do?
He takes the dodge action and leaves us alone.
Ooh, no he does not.
A true fiend.
That's too perfect to not do that. Alright.
Well, that's what I was worried about whenever we were all in a line earlier. Something like that.
He
It's happening.
holds his staff like a javelin, and then you see it glow purple, and this aura sort of forms around it into this purple glowing lance, and then he throws it in a straight line, and it pierces the entire 50 feet. So, as he uses a psychic spear, both Wits and Lola are going to make intelligence saves.
Huzzah!
I'm not the brightest.
Huzzah! The second intelligence save I had to make this whole campaign?
That's more than most campaigns.
Yeah, we try to make them more useful around here.
My roll 20 is still not liking existing. Give me a second. Oh, wow.
Damn.
Whoa!
I love the delay that roll 20, I mean not roll 20, D&D Beyond really gave me just to give me an 8.
It's Witz's brain, like the gears turning, and then it just fizzles.
You know the old computer startup sounds?
All right.
That's what's going on.
Then that is a double failure for both of you. So
Okay. Give it to me.
both of you are going to take 10 psychic damage.
Yeah.
HP is just a number anyway.
As the purple lance pierces through you, Wits, then flies straight through Lola, and then continues out until it hits the wall there. And that will be the end of the Tooth Fairy's turn, which brings us to Lola's turn.
Woo! Alright. Okay, we're gonna try to fairy fire these two. Oh, it works. Let's see. I'm gonna need a dex save from these two. 1, 2. Yes.
I'll give you control of it. You put it where you want it.
Just lay it right there.
Alrighty.
Hmm. That's an affects everything spell,
Yeah, that's what I
right?
was reading. That's what I wanted to double check. I was gonna bring that up. I wanted to reread it first just to make sure, so I didn't tell you wrong. But yeah, that's any creature in the area.
Oh, well. Hold on. Hold on. I don't feel confident in y'all's decks.
It's
Alright, fuck
spicier
it.
if you leave it on everyone.
That's good.
Yeah, actually
spicy.
position it to where it just gets that one red cap and it gets everyone else.
Like, alright, guys, be ready.
It's gonna include you as well, Lola.
Confident in my decks. We're gonna be safe. We're just gonna go for Fairy Boy, but I feel like his dex is high. What? Fuck it. Give me space, you guys. That's what I would yell as I cast it over the Tooth Fairy.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then you cast it on him instead. Let me double check what his dex is. I don't remember.
His dex gonna be high as shit.
I don't think so. He has malformed wings. They don't fly too good.
No. What a little dummy. Yeah, you could call yourself a fairy but not fly good.
That was a 14.
Lame.
I rolled a 14 dead on, so that beats it.
I hate myself. I talk too much shit.
Damn.
Oh, go the fuck away. Click.
Oh, what's that? The DC suddenly went up by 1.
It's up
Oh,
by
that's
1.0.
crazy.
Brutal. That's brutal because Dex is one of his lowest stats.
This is a disappointing day for Lola. Alright, let's see. Ah, fuck it. Okay, No, she's gonna stay right here. She's satisfied, but not really.
Alrighty. So, that will bring us back to this red cap. Who's just gonna swing at Lola with his sickle.
Come at me. Do it!
He
He did it!
That was a 6, so he does not hit you. So he's not having a good day. You've passed some of your bad luck to him.
Woo! Thank you, pal. Pat, pat.
That's about all he wants to do. He's not gonna leave. He's too fixated on the fight. So that'll bring us to Witz's turn.
How do I do this where Wits doesn't die?
That's always the question, ain't it?
Well, I'm trying to like find a happy. I'm trying to figure out because I can't just. I wouldn't normally. Okay, I was considering just walking away from this guy and taking the opportunity attack, but now that Wits took a 10 health from mind games, I don't know if I really want to do that anymore.
It's fair.
So clearly, what did you cast that affected him again, or this guy? I forgot what it was.
He turned him, so he's gonna run away.
So
Oh,
clearly
okay.
ask for the blessing of Athar. Causes fiends and fae to flee in fear.
Okay.
Say
Good.
that 5 times fast.
I can't even say it once.
Fiends in play.
All right. Then, in that case, okay, I'm going to bonus action cast Shadow Blade.
Very well.
And then here, let me before I forget, because I forget like 90% of the time. What's the symbol you use? Oh, here it is. This one.
Yes.
For concentration.
The little brain, yeah.
And then we're yeeting it at him.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, same as a dagger, so I'll just roll a dagger.
Alrighty.
Oh my god, D&D Beyond. Okay, where do you go to turn off the dice? Because I forgot to go do that.
It should be a Beyond 20 tab at the top of your page. It'll say use D&D Beyond's digital dice. Maybe turn that off. I think that's it.
Wait, where at the top?
Top of your character sheet, share, short rest, long rest.
Yeah.
Should see Beyond 20. Just click that, and it'll be like probably the third option down. It'll say use D&D Beyond.
I see it. I see it. All right. Here, let me test it. This isn't an actual thing. I'm just seeing. Okay, we're good.
14 does hit.
Oh, cool. All right. So then it's gonna be this damage.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, damage taken. I was double checking to make sure he didn't have psychic resistance. He does not. Alright. Then you see that shadowy blade sort of stab into his side as he just kind of yowls in pain. And is that the end of your turn?
Actually, wait. Quick question.
Yeah.
Are we in dim light?
I was just letting you guys be normal lighting just because of these lanterns in here.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't want to have to make you guys calculate out lighting on every single attack, so I put some lanterns in here so that we didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we don't have the almost full party of night vision or dark vision anymore. All right. I think I might just reposition to here,
Alrighty.
and that's my turn.
Then that brings us to this fellow here, who's going to not be too happy about that the fear of Athar that you've just struck into him, and he's going to book it out this way since that's the fastest way away from you, Sequili. So he's leaving your range if you want to AOP him.
I can't. Oh wait, yeah, because I used my.
You used it before on this guy. He moved before you, so then you had your turn, so you had another reaction, right?
Wait, it's only willing movement, right? That I can AOP off of. I think since he's turned, I can't.
Well, he's afraid of you, so he's running away from you. I think you can AOP him, right? You're not forcing him, like you're not pushing him with a spell. I think you can't do it when it's pushed. I think it's on his turn, so he's choosing to run away from you. So I would rule it as yeah.
Sure, I'll take it then. Yeah.
I think that's more for like things like.
Wait, no, I shouldn't take those. That was bait. Oh, God.
But,
good thing I missed.
You poke at him. You poke at him with your sphere, but you don't manage to hit him. At the last moment, you remember, wait, I don't want to hit this guy.
So clearly not very smart.
And you restrain yourself and manage to not hit him. And so he's going to continue out, and he's going to kind of disappear down this tunnel out of sight.
Imagining one arm strikes at it and the other arm grabs his arm to pull it back.
Can't quite see him down there as he runs off down the corner.
Yeah, down towards the other tied up red caps. What could go wrong there?
Oh no. I mean, are they intelligent?
Warning
enough to, like,
everyone
untie
about
them?
this. Maybe he's just a little too crazy dumb.
And that'll be his turn. So it's your turn now, Sequili.
Yeah, I definitely gotta deal with this guy. I want to help Sybil, but she's got some healing on her. I know that dude's berserk or whatever, so I'll get to him quickly next. But yeah, I'm gonna stab this dude with my pike, or try to at least.
Very well.
And like clockwork, I miss.
All right, you stab at him, but he manages to duck out of the way, ready for your pike. Anything
Let's
else?
see if we can get the baseball swing with the blunt end. Nope. That's my turn.
Strike once
Well,
more. Swing and a miss, and another swing and a miss.
I'll position a little better, and then that's my turn.
Very well.
Some really cool moves, Sequili. It'd be a lot cool if they hit, though.
Then that will bring us to another legendary action.
So clearly we'll try next attack on you, Wits, to see if it hit.
Most
Uh,
likely will.
The Tooth Fairy, with his free hand, points one of those gnarled fingers right at you, Wits. And as he points at you, you just sort of feel this blinding pain in one of your back teeth as he gives you a toothache.
Oh, it must have been the cheese I ate earlier.
With this hex placed on you, Wits, you're going to basically have reverse bardic inspiration on all your concentration saves. So I'll roll a d6 and I'll remove it from all of your concentration saves until you free yourself of the hex.
Okay.
As you're a little bit more focused on that toothache. And that'll be his legendary action.
I'm just imagining what Mardos would do. She'd just pull the fucking tooth out and be like, there.
Mortos would do that. Mortos would be like, ah, fuck that tooth, it's gone.
She already did that with her arm. What's another body part?
No problems there.
That'll bring us to this madcap here, who's going to swing again at Sybil.
Okay.
Why not? But that was a 10, so he misses you. This time you get your shield up and in the way, Sybil. And you block the strike with the sickle.
Right.
But you can feel that this madcap, it's sort of it's enraged, and you can kind of feel it kind of pressing in on you as you're holding that shield out. It's much stronger than it once was. But it's now your turn, Sybil.
Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to try to hit him with a shillelagh.
Very well. 15
Hey.
hits.
Come on.
Not a 1! Nice!
Dang.
Oh my god,
She's
look,
doing
there's a
better
0
than
behind it.
usual. Sybil is very annoyed at the fact that he has swiped at her twice, and she takes her staff and just attempts to clunk him on the head.
All right. You deal some bludgeoning damage to that fellow, and he he fails that save. So you actually, as you bludgeon him, you deal quite a bit of damage, and you can kind of see this large bloody bruise now across his head. But you also knock him out of his rage with your bludgeoning damage.
He is now content.
Huh.
You see him kind of shake his
Somehow
head.
hitting him made him less
stunned.
angry.
Yeah, you see him kind of shake his head stunned as you really kind of sent him for a loop and rattled his head.
Alright. My bonus action, I'm gonna do alright for the moment. Wits got hit with a 10-point lance a while ago, right?
He did.
Alright, so Sybil is going to send the healing bunny over to Wits. And if he starts his turn on that tile, or somebody moves onto that tile, they'll get 1d6 of healing.
Og.
And that's my turn.
Very well. Then that will bring us to the Tooth Fairy. Hooray.
Yay.
Alright.
So first things first, let's roll to recharge that Psychic Lance. Nope. That's gonna be a no, unfortunately. I know, sorry to disappoint you guys.
I can deal with it.
So instead, he's going to sort of swing his staff and fire off an Eldritch Bolt at Wits.
Who could have guessed?
Since you are the only person to hurt him. All right. So that will be a 14, which I believe, yeah, you're 12.
Yeah.
All right. So that will deal 5 force damage, and then make a Concentration save as well,
Okay. Please.
and
please.
remove 5 from that Concentration save.
Oh.
All right, you
I don't know
save
what to do,
regardless.
Perfect.
Nah, it's just a 10.
Perfect.
All right, so in spite of the toothache that you've been given, you shake it off and focus on your spell, and you maintain concentration. All right, then that will be the end of the Tooth Fairy's turn, which brings us to Lola.
Lola gonna do a little sidestep right here. She feels protected. She gotta pay attention to this one down here. And I don't want to leave that square. Da-na-na-na-na-na. You know what? We're gonna whip this bitch. We're gonna attempt to whip the bitch. Oh, we're not gonna whip the bitch.
10 does not hit, unfortunately.
I don't know how to use a whip. I'm fumbling, guys.
It's the first time you used it, so it makes sense.
I look at Sybil. You know, what the fuck is this? And that's my turn.
These things are too used to getting whipped by the Tooth Fairy.
What the fuck?
Fell through.
They know the attack patterns of whips.
Yeah,
They're
they
like Dark
know
Souls
the
characters.
they know the iframes on that one. Alrighty, anything else,
The
Lola?
Korean backdash is out of the way.
Anything else, Lola?
That would be it.
Very well.
Korean backdashes, but comes back so quick to not induce an opportunity attack.
All right, there's 3 of you here. I don't know if this guy knows who to attack. We're gonna say 1, 2, 3, since this guy's not a strategist type. Oops, wrong thing. All right, Lola is getting attacked.
It makes sense. My back is turned to him.
It does make sense.
I trusted you all to protect me.
That was a 15.
That's gonna hit.
And so that will be that'll be 6 slashing. So as you turn your back on that creature, he smashes you from behind with his sickle. You feel a wound open up on your back, and that'll be the end of his turn. So it is now Witz's turn.
After just seeing him stab Lola in the back, Witz will instinctively bonus action to put the Shadow Blade back in his hand and then stab this guy.
Very well.
Oh, you also get a d6 of healing, that is.
Okay. It's been a hot minute. What's the command symbol for his exclamation point?
Slash roll and then space
slash.
1d6.
Ooh,
All
let's
right,
go.
5 healing. That's pretty good.
Okay, and then let me roll that damage for the. Assuming an 18 hits.
Yes, of course. Alright, 11 damage against that guy. Alright, then you quickly teleport the Shadow Blade back to your hand and then stab it straight into the chest of this madcap here, and he just sort of coughs, and you see a spatter of blood, and then he just falls to the ground dead.
Nice.
That's gonna be Witz's turn.
Very well. That brings us to the fellow who's already run away, so that will bring us to Squealy's turn.
All right. I'm gonna try to finish up the mobs. Let's see. I'll zip around Lola there, and as I'm charging forward, attempt to stab this fellow with my pike.
Alright, go for it. That will hit. Roll damage.
Oh. Oh, okay.
You just
following-
sort of nick him and then follow up. 21 hits as well.
The blunt end always is just more efficient than the stab.
Follow up with
You know
a blunt strike to the back of the head.
And then I'm gonna continue moving towards the tooth fairy.
Actually,
and
just for one sec, that does kill him.
Oh, okay. Let me measure my movement then real quick. So I was right there. 10, 15. What's my movement speed? That's 35 right there. 40. So I'll move one more for 40. And that'll be my turn.
Very well. So that brings us to the legendary action of our friend the Tooth Fairy. And he is going to use that legendary action to vanish.
Yeah,
What
of
the
course.
And he is going to reappear.
God, please, no.
Over here.
Totally wait for him to appear next to Witz and being like, "You're the only one who attacked me. I will kill you."
And that'll be his legendary action. Which brings us to Sybil's turn.
Okay. Let me think. She's going to move over here. First level Cure Wounds on Wits.
Probably should do it on Lola because I'm gonna start my turn here.
Lola got
yeah.
that barbarian.
Bonnie. Okay.
If you don't got that barbarian
yeah.
body.
Filling on Lola. As a bonus action, just keeps up there. That's my turn.
Thank you.
Alright. Then that will bring us to the Tooth Fairy. Who is going to flutter along on his malformed wings a few feet, and then you see him kind of raise both hands, and as he does, you see just this purple magic begin to swirl around his hands, and he's going to summon something.
Lovely.
Oh God.
One
Summons another Tooth Fairy.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Summoning fucking teeth.
and 4.
Man.
I like. They look like they have little phalanges. It just looks so
at the
much
little-
more. It looks more fluid than they should be.
In a
They are.
in a wisp of purple light, you see these teeth, about kind of half your height, sort of belly button height. These massive teeth form, and then just kind of fly straight into the ground and lodge themselves in the ground. and then they begin to pulse with purple light.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh God.
Oh, that bad.
They're all like individually glowing, or does it look like they're linked?
They're not linked, they're all individually glowing.
Okay.
Each of them has this sort of
Hey.
aura of purple light that gently pulses every second or so. And that will be the Tooth Fairy's turn. So, it is now Lola's turn.
Woo!
Oh.
Okay, we're attempting to fucking fairy fire again. On Mr. Tooth Fairy, bitch.
Alright.
Give me that.
You're
that.
only hitting him, so I won't. I'll roll a dex for him. Alright, let's see if his luck is continuing. Alright. That was a natural 20.
I fucking hate him. I hate him more and more. Well, with that... Excuse me. I'm gonna try to step onto this little thingy, trying to avoid... Is this moss? Was this moss, right?
This is black mold.
Okay. I'm gonna step onto this, jumping around the black mold, and I'm gonna stay on top of it there.
Very well.
And then I will scream.
Okay.
That is the panic scream. Everyone knows I'm in panic.
It's over, Tooth Fairy. I have the high ground.
Okay. End of your turn, make an Arcana check for me as well.
Oh shit.
Each of you guys can do this at the end of your turn as well. Alright.
Man, Lola ain't gonna get that shit. Ah, fuck
then-
it, I don't know.
It is now
Magical-
Witz's turn. You learn nothing about the teeth.
All right.
Magic, do magic.
All right. Witz is gonna sprint right up to him.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
wait, hang on. I gotta roll my d6 for the
Mhm.
that bunny. Let's go another 5. All right. He's going to try to give him the stabby stab with the
God.
shadow blade.
Go for it.
I think teeth are gonna do something if you hit it, man.
I cry.
Okay.
Alright. You don't manage to hit him. He kind of hovering on those wings quickly zips out of the way.
All right. Then I'll 2-weapon attack with the dagger.
Okay. That one does hit.
It's that -2, so 23 damage.
Very well. Yeah, thank you for helping me remember that, because I always forget the non-modifier one.
I
Alrighty.
only know it just for the amount of times I've used it. All right, that's Witz's turn.
Very well. So at the end of your turn, make an Arcana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Good luck. Oh,
It's magic, all right.
we don't know magic.
Certainly is magic. That will bring us to Sequeli's turn.
Tempted to poke a tooth. But then again, I don't know if he can keep summoning these or what the deal is, so I'm just going to charge him for now.
I was about to say, my logic is if he's dead, he can't summon new stuff.
Let's see here. We'll go there, since I think I got 10-foot reach. Yeah, I got 10.
Got the reach anyway, yeah.
We'll go for the pike stab.
Oh.
15.
That does hit.
Okay. And I want to, as I'm stabbing him, a green light glows across the pike, and I want to divine smite with that.
Very well.
So there's the pike. There's the smite.
Alright, you
Here
see
comes-
burns of radiant green light scorch at his flesh, and he lets out another yowl in pain.
Excellent. Love to hear it. And here comes the baseball swing.
Hits as well.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
God, 26 damage in one turn. Nice.
Damage.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah, it
big
cost a
moment
spell
for him.
slot, but I got one more left, so I can do it again. And that's going to be my turn.
All right, you can now see that he has sort of some wounds spread across him. Make an Arcana for me, Squealy.
-1 Arcana. Here we go.
Oh,
So quickly, thinks magic exists? Not sure.
Maybe magic was
Alright.
made up by the kingdom.
All right. Then
I was just about to say, maybe with the way how our luck has been today, you would have still rolled higher than us, but I guess not.
that'll bring us to Sybil's turn.
alright. Do I have to make the check at the end of my turn, or?
I was having you do it at the end of the turn. So do it at the same as the others.
Okay, sorry. Lawnmower just went by. Okay. Cool. Alright. So this is one more heal left in it. So with like a bonus action, I think I'm going to drop it on Lola.
Very well.
And then... Doop, doop, doop. And I'm going to attempt to get him with Thorn Whip.
Okay.
And
Aw.
deal a
Yep,
total
there it
of
is.
1 damage.
You can
Damage
choose
is damage.
choose to pull him too, if you want.
Slam him into wits.
Yeah,
We just fall over on each other.
not sure pulling him farther away from Sokili and more towards the squishy magic users is going to be a good idea. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna let him be.
Very well.
What do you mean, squishy magic users in stabby mode?
Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
All right.
And oh, except for that check.
All
Alright.
right.
Oh, there you go.
Sybil, at the end of your turn, you sort of glance around at these teeth here, and you notice that as time has kind of been passing throughout this turn, that pulsing has been getting a little bit quicker, slowly over time. Now, from when they first arrived, they are pulsing a lot faster, as if they're charging up for something. But you also notice with that 23, they appear to be a little bit brittle.
I think that it would be a good idea to smash these as soon as possible.
So you relay that information to the others.
I got smashing. Gotcha.
Okay.
And so that
Smash.
brings us to the Tooth Fairy's turn. And he is going to... well, first off, let's... no, okay, no recharge.
No recharge.
So we're just going to...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
we're going to flutter away. We'll take the A up if you want to do it.
I would gladly do it.
Smack
I'll
his little
gladly
bum.
miss.
Yeah, you funky. How did you... He does have a small booty. You can't miss the booty.
Alright.
What do you mean? I'm a caster. I'm not melee.
Then he flutters his way across the room on his malformed wings, and then we'll turn back around to fire another Eldritch Bolt. Yeah, you Wits. Since you
why not?
swiped at him when he was running away, so he'll target you.
Damn,
Alright,
he hates
that is a 19.
Yeah.
So make a concentration save, and you're also going to take 6 force damage.
Alright, let me just take damage out real quick. Okay. Yeah, let's go! That's Christmas. God damn it. Hang on.
You fucked up. Yeah, you
I'm
fucked
gonna
up.
cry.
Oh,
I don't even need to make the roll.
No.
So your concentration lapses from the toothache and other things, and so you lose concentration on that spell. And as the hex has forced you to lose concentration, it will also disappear. You feel the toothache lapse.
Which just looks at the regular dagger and it's like, fine, I'll have to use a regular one now.
So, at the end of the turn order, before we roll back around to Lola, there's one more thing I gotta do.
Uh-oh.
Mm,
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. They're changing.
Oh my god, it's a
They're
counter.
changing.
The large molars embedded around the
Fucking
arena
countdown.
pulse faster. Lola, it's your turn.
It was a 1d6, right? Sybil for the green
Yeah,
boy.
1d6.
Indeed.
And that will be the end of that little healing spirit.
Yeah, so you can
Lived
just,
its
you
best
can
life.
delete them.
Just heals you, and then it's just
Oh, I fucking killed him.
Vanishes in a wisp of green mist.
Alright, I'm taking short bow out. We short bowing this one.
I'll try to get that one.
Okay. I'm just gonna start going around with it.
Alright.
24, I'm a 6 damage. Please be brittle as fuck.
Your arrow meets its mark and smashes into the side of this tooth, which you see a large crack form down the side of it, and then it just sort of splits into two pieces
Oh,
and
thank
falls
fuck.
apart.
Alright, alright. Yeah, no, that's all I can do. That's my turn.
Very well. Then Wits, it's your turn now.
Hmm. Want to go and attack these teeth, but I also don't want him to just be like Lamau Bai. He already hates me anyway. Why not another attack?
Get it, Wits.
Alright,
Fuck him up.
I'm gonna use Ice Knife on him.
Alright.
I think that's just barely a miss.
13 does not hit, yeah.
Yeah, but then
but
he has to make a
it will
dex
shatter.
save. Yes.
He rolled a 6 on that dex save.
Yeah, that's a fail.
So roll your damage for him.
So is. Yeah, I'm not used to hitting, missing the first one and then hitting, so I have to actually type out the thing. Oh, I'm an idiot. I wasn't paying attention when I typed that.
Alright. Then he manages to get out of the way of the initial strike, but the shrapnel shreds him as he takes another 6 damage from it.
That'll be Wits' turn.
Very well. Then that brings us to Sequeli's turn.
Sybil, you say to hit teeth?
Hit them. Yep, hit the teeth.
Okay. Squealy's gonna run down here to this one since it seems pretty far away and he's pretty quick. Actually, I'm gonna move there. And I'm gonna try to break the tooth.
Alright. That will hit. And that will shatter the tooth.
Okay. 30, yeah, like 10 more. Which one Sequili go for next?
So everyone's
1,
further
2.
from Sibyl.
Yeah,
Probably that one then.
that one.
Okay. Move there and end my turn.
Very well. Then that brings us to Sybil's turn.
Okay, she's gonna make a mad dash, and I'm pretty sure right here that's 30 feet.
Mhm.
And hit this tooth with her staff.
Alrighty. 12 hits.
Okay.
And 6 damage shatters that too.
All right, and with my bonus action, I am going to heal wits for 1d6 again.
All right. Wits heals for 3
And
health.
that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Then, Tooth Fairy. Roll the recharge. Does not do so.
No recharge.
And he will keep. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll just do the usual. He will cast Eldritch Bolt again. Onwards.
I'm gonna cutting words that if I can.
You can.
Oh! Subtract 1 from that attack roll, please.
Okay, that will turn it from a turn it from a 16 to a 15.
Thanks for the effort.
I did my best, man.
So this is gonna hit you.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit you for 9 force.
Well, what can I say, Wits? My good intentions were there.
Hey, my hit points are still above 0, so it's fine.
We're doing our best.
No, it's not a lot above 0, but it's still above 0.
And that will be the end of the Tooth Fairy's turn. Which brings us to the end of the initiative count. Which means that the remaining tooth, now pulsing very quickly, you see it begin to glow incredibly brightly with this purple light, and then it explodes with a massive blast.
Boy.
Oof.
And that is going to be... That'll be the radius. And that is 10 psychic damage for everybody in that radius. Except, of
I'm
course...
not seeing anything on the...
Oh,
20.
sorry. You're right. My bad. Forgot the annoying little box that they make me check. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh!
It's just a...
So
that.
Each living tooth will deal 10 psychic damage, which is just 1 tooth. So that is 10 psychic damage for everybody but the Tooth Fairy.
Okay.
All right. Damage
So-
It
taken.
was really good knowing you.
That shit hurt.
So you are correct. Attacking the teeth was a good plan. Because yes, each of them was 10 damage.
So we each take 10 damage?
Yes,
Yep.
each of you take damage, but each of those teeth would have been 10 damage.
Hey, y'all guys
Oh
want to know
my
something
God.
funny?
So that could have
Wits
been
is dead
40.
as fuck.
Oh, no.
Wits is dead as fuck. Okay, well, Wits.
Fun fact, he couldn't even take 10 damage.
Very well. So that'll bring us to Lola's turn, as the remaining
Ah.
tooth crumbles as the light fades.
I'm gonna jump down, head towards Wits, and second level healing word his ass.
All right.
Only 7.
Wits, almost as soon as you hit the ground, you cough yourself back to life.
Get the fuck! Slapping his face a little bit, like wake up!
So you're lying flat on your back on the stone, but you're still alive with 7 hit points.
Don't leave me here to die. And then I will just step in front of Wits, and we'll call that a day.
Okay. Then that brings us to your turn, Wits.
Question. I know I'm prone, but can you cast spells while prone?
Ooh.
There's no
don't
reason
know.
why you couldn't. You're just lying down.
Alright. Immediately after she like he hits the ground and then she heals him, he's just gonna crouch right back up and cast just crouch up, not even get up, and just cast Ray of Frost on him.
No time to recover.
Just shooting it under Lola's legs.
All you see is a hand reach out from my crotch to blast.
Oh my god.
Where was it?
Terrifying.
Let's go.
We wear the hand
Let's
crotch.
not go.
Hmm.
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance.
All
But
right.
not for me.
Bitch, we need an ambulance.
Then you hit him with another 3 cold damage. And he is also kind of showing his wounds. He's got that frost spreading across him, and he's got quite a few burns from radiant damage. So he's looking a little bit worse for wear as well.
Right, and then Witz will use half his movement to get up.
Very well.
He'll kind of like what is it? He'll like use like Lola as like a stilt to pull himself back up a little bit.
Sir, get the fuck off me.
Then that will bring us to Sequeli's turn.
So Quilly's brain feel funny after a tooth go pop. And that's my 40 feet. Going for a pike swing on oh boy.
Very well.
Let's see if it if it hits. I'm gonna smite again.
Hits.
Awesome. Oh yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
All right. 13 damage taken. 15.
That's
damage
nice.
taken. All right.
He ain't done yet.
He looks even worse for wear now.
That's nice.
So Quilly takes his pike and just points like up and out, like calling a home run.
Fucked you up.
Go for it. All right. That hits as well. And
All right.
another 5. All right. He is heavily bleeding, covered in stab wounds and burns, and a little bit of frost as well. So he looks quite badly beaten.
You dead soon. And that'll be my turn.
Very well. Then he's going to legendary action vanish and reappear over here. And that'll be Sybil's turn.
Okay, move over here. Dump the remainder of my bonus action healing on Wit, so that's 3d. Okay. 3d6, I believe. I'm not sure if that's excessive or not, because like he is extremely badly off, but like so is everybody.
We're doing great.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so 8. And as for my action, going to cast you know what? Just gonna try casting another healing spirit, because why not? Right on top of and she gets the 2.
I didn't hear who you put it on top of, but I'll give you control
Oh,
of
Lola.
it. You can move it now.
Sorry.
Lola's doing great.
Hey. Everybody's hopefully a little more stable now.
All right.
As
And that's my
stable as
turn.
we can be.
What do you mean? I feel great.
You look like shit.
But I still got drip.
You look retarded. Pat, pat.
All right. All right, chat. Blow on the dice for good luck. It is the Tooth Fairy's turn. And we want
Who
that
does he hate most?
we want that recharge, baby.
No, I think I'm good.
Suck in the good luck.
And the Tooth Fairy gets it.
Oh, motherfuckers, y'all didn't suck, did y'all?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. Time to bring it back.
Let's say Lola use bardic uninspiration.
I'm using cutting words. Is this a cutting words thing I can use here?
Well, it's going to be an int save for the two of you.
All right,
Oh.
please, for the love of God, can I have
Oh.
intelligence? It's kind of my main stat.
I already know my ass can't. You know what? Let me look at Sybil as this is happening. I'm looking at you, Sybil, as I make this check. Give me a good juju.
Right.
I don't think that's enough juju.
I don't think it is.
I don't think that's enough juju.
We're either equally okay or equally fucked.
I think you can cutting words the damage, maybe?
Nah. It's okay. It's okay. We'll take it. We're big
Okay.
boys here. I got one bardic inspiration left from saving it. We are big kids now.
Let me double check something. I don't know why there's such a long re-up on the song. But a 15 does save for both of you.
Pog.
But unfortunately, you still take damage.
Unpog.
Aw.
Self high five though.
So we'll be cut in half for you. But you'll still both take 8 psychic.
Lola is throwing up.
And that will be the end of the Tooth Fairy's turn, which brings us to your turn, Lola.
Great. Love that for me.
Don't forget you get healing from healing spirit.
Oh yeah.
Let's roll a d6.
Nice.
And I'm so going. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action heal myself. We're fine, that's fine. And you know what? I trust y'all. I'm just gonna run in.
Into him.
I'm just gonna run in and just hope for the best at this point.
Aw.
You stab at him with your short sword, but you don't manage to.
He smells really bad. It threw me off.
Yeah, he does smell like radiant burning flesh. So,
I was not expecting the smell to hit my nostrils as hard as
probably
it
not
did.
great.
And
If that is
that
the end
was
of your
my
turn,
turn.
Lola, then it is now
Oh, yeah.
Witz's turn.
Hey Lola, I have 2 questions for you.
I can't hear you. It smells so bad. I can't hear you.
Question 1. Are you good at
Okay.
deck saves?
I'll do my best. Fucking send it, bitch.
Hey,
Send
question.
it.
Question 2.
Send
Are
it.
you good in the health department?
Fucking send it.
Alright, Witz will cast Ice Knife right at him.
Go for it.
Let's fucking go.
That hits. And I'll make his dex save. Alright, he nat 1'd his dex save. Roll your damage.
Nice.
He's gonna take the full thing. I think that.
Yeah, so he'll take 8. And then Lola won't take any.
Alright. Then he is looking severely beaten. Coughing up blood
Then
at this point.
Witz will take a step back.
Several shards of ice
And you
stabbing
get a
into his
D6.
chest.
He still smells really bad, guys. Fucking nose hair is burning.
And if that's the end of your turn, Witz.
Yep.
And that brings us to Sequili.
1 sec. Wits, if you didn't roll d6, just, for health since you went to the healing spirit.
Oh, I thought it had to be you starting your turn there.
Wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
moves into the space for the first time on your turn.
Ah, okay. So I do take it. Pog. I'm slightly less dead now.
I can
Um,
taste it.
I want to joust this bad boy with my pike. Just run in and couch it. And then
Very
Hold,
well.
fucking, hold your breath.
Very
That'll
nice.
hit.
He held his breath.
Very nice.
All right.
And then as I pass, is he dead?
So Queely, you sort of barrel down on him, galloping full tilt, and your pike hits him straight in the chest and just goes right through him, just kind of piercing him straight out of the air as he hovers there. And now he kind of coughs and chokes, and then you see him kind of shudder and fall limp, and now he's just kind of hanging on the edge of your spear.
Stab
just
him one
kinda-
more time.
I'm just gonna like awkwardly like jiggle it and like fling him off.
And just jiggle him off a little bit.
As the Tooth Fairy is defeated.
Justice for the mean locks. Woo!
It smelled so bad, guys. I
Mm.
started I tried to hold. I just tried mouth breathing, and I think I started tasting him.
Still one crazy red cap
Oh,
that way.
oh, honey.
And whatever's up there too.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Should probably grab what we need and move quickly before they return.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. It might not be long.
Grab.
Alright, OOC, so Queely's not looting that guy, so if anyone wants to loot.
Oh, hey guys. I
Wait
want
2
his
seconds
crown.
after running away because he
before
smells bad.
we get to that, let's take a little 2-minute break since we've been going for about 2 hours now.
Right.
Give me
This
his
is,
crown.
It's a good time to do it. So we'll take a little 2-minute break now. So go grab a snack, grab something to drink, go to the bathroom, and we will BRB.
Woo.
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind.
I want the Tooth Fairy's crown.
You would.
I want it. Do you think it's like it's a part of his skull, or do you think I could take it?
I think you're gonna take it regardless.
I'm gonna take it Well, I'm not a barbarian, so like if it's attached to his skull, like I'm just gonna leave it. I'm like, man, that's sad.
Fair.
But if it's not attached, I'm about to start wearing a fucking tooth crown, guys.
It's horrifying.
It looks kind of cool. It might need to wash. You know, I probably have to wash it a little bit. Smells a little funky.
You gotta make sure you brush your tooth crown every day.
Every day I gotta brush it. Become part of my routine.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally got some hits in there towards the end. I've just been having like super bad luck with my main attack rolling low.
I exploded 1-2 throughout this whole encounter. Self high five.
Yeah, well, I mean, getting 1 tooth sounds good because that
Woo!
one.
Yeah,
That
it
was
brought me.
fun.
It brought me to 5, and I was like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, it brought me to
Fuck it,
-1
run it.
technically.
Oh yeah, no, your ass got brought down.
I was like, okay, I've survived worse, and then I see that explode. Whenever he said it was a radius, I was like, okay, maybe I'll be just outside of it. And then he
what I
said
was
it,
wondering.
but I didn't see it, so I switched to the stream real quick, and I just see it cover the entire map, and I'm like, well, shit.
Yep. Yep. I was thinking like maybe the teeth were like only like it was only gonna affect the ground, so if I get up here, I'm not on the ground and I'll be safe.
I thought it was gonna be some sort of like field thing that would connect between the four, so I just figured if I moved out, it'd be fine. But then whenever I noticed that they could still do shit after one of them was broken, I was like, well, never mind.
No, it was it's a mini DPS check. could have gone very badly. There's sort of two areas where that could have gone really badly. If you hadn't
Could
managed
have
to
killed a whole party. Whole party dead right there. Reroll everybody.
well, it's best to murder them all together if we're gonna do it,
That's true. We build friendship.
right?
It's a good
But,
bonding experience.
That could have gone really badly, but also if both of you two hadn't made your int saves there at the end, they would have probably downed both of you.
How much did they do again? They did 8?
Yeah, it did 8, and that was halved.
Oh, no. Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
wrote it down again.
I'd been dead. I would have been down too.
Yeah.
I'm also
That's-
realizing all my fucking saves are wisdom and intelligence, and I'm like, God damn it, dude. If they a smart cookie, I can't do shit to them.
I love how happy I was with before the first one. I'm like, finally, an int save. They like never pop up.
And I rolled higher than you. I was like, oh shit.
Well,
he's fucked.
I try to add more int saves and int checks and stuff for the wizards who are specializing in it, because I think it's really underutilized. But that goes the same for the enemies too.
Yeah.
Take that shit out.
Also,
You know
towards the end, I started more being haphazard with my spell slots. I was like, you know what? This is kind of a mini boss battle. I might as well. And
Oh yeah,
now I'm almost out.
he was
so-
a full-on boss. That was designed as a boss.
Yeah.
He was
It was horrifying.
he was
I guess it's
designed to
because-
work with his ads, but he was
I
definitely.
guess
a
it's
boss.
because you did the theatrics of him entering like a month ago, and I forgot it. And I was like, oh wait, yeah, this is a boss battle.
Yeah, he was a full-on boss fight. He had a ton of mechanics going on there.
That was a fun
I
fight.
am. Yeah, I was. I'm almost certain though that if we didn't get delayed at all and we just did this like the very next week, and I would have had all those theatrics fresh in my mind, I would definitely have no more spell slots right now. I would have probably used them all.
Yeah, I think I was planning on using Bless, but then I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I used it on Smites because those were effective.
Yeah.
It was. I was sad though because I went in with only one level 2 spell slot left.
Believe it or not, with all that healing, I only used 2 spell slots for the
That's
healing
good
sphere.
as shit.
I know.
Yeah. That
Protectable.
spell is incredible.
Protectable
Spirit.
at all cost.
Healing Spirit is so
Yeah.
good.
And this one's still got 2 charges left in it. I'm not sure if it'll like dissipate after
I-
this
I
battle,
sit.
or if we can keep using it.
How long does it last total? I forget.
It doesn't say in terms of like
Let me read the spell.
time.
1 minute, which we usually rationalize as basically an entire fight. But I'll let you use up that healing on whoever you wish.
Okay,
Since
I'm
it's gonna
be
linger
honest-
for like basically about 30 seconds after the fight or so, right? So you can make it move around to whoever you want. So whatever, I don't know how many it has left, but you can use them on whoever.
It is 2, so I'm probably gonna use one of myself. And out of the 3 of them, who is looking the most bloody?
Not sure.
Aquili is not
Wit.
quite bloody.
Okay.
Wits is
think I'm
definitely
okay.
bloody.
Yeah, I
Wits
think I'm
is
okay.
Ground meat.
Wits
okay.
is less than half easily. So.
There you go. You get a 5.
Yay.
Woo!
Now I'm at slightly more than half.
Nice.
I almost clicked damage. I put it 5. I'm so used to clicking the damage one.
Yeah, the teeth ended up being kind of fun. I wasn't sure because that's the first time I've used that archetype of attack, but I think it worked pretty well.
Whenever you said they were
Yeah.
brittle, and then I saw that Lola had a really high roll for a piercing attack, I was waiting for you to say some BS like, so it's actually so piercing, it just goes straight through and it just leaves a hole and it still works.
Just, oh, God.
But yeah, so it was basically the Ifrit nails from Bowl of Embers in FF14, but I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
I play Minecraft.
I've been playing Kerbal Space Program for the last week.
All right, we're all here, so let's get back into it. I believe the last thing that we were talking about was Lola wanting to do a
I
little
want
bit
that
of
crown.
looting.
That's
in-
my crown.
Indeed,
Did a
it
little looting.
it is a crown that he's wearing. It's not attached to his head.
Give me that shit. That's my crown now.
So it does come off, and you can
Does it have bad juju vibes? Does it feel like it has bad juju vibes?
Hard to say.
You know what? Good enough for me. I'm gonna put it on.
I mean, it certainly doesn't look particularly pleasant.
No, it does not.
But you estimate at the very least the teeth are probably too large to be from humanoids.
There you go. Alright, guys, if I go crazy, knock the fucking crown off my head. Bloop, put it on.
Good to know.
It's like adventure
I-
time.
Do I look scary? See the
I don't
soft
know. Roll an
curly-
intimidation check. Determine how scary Wits thinks.
How scary am I?
Oh!
Terrifying.
Rawr.
You look great.
Thank you. I feel like a princess. A tooth princess in a very demented way. Like, maybe like I pull teeth out of people, I fucking torture everybody. But a princess nonetheless.
Keep blades away from her.
Very nice.
Yes, you look very good, Martos.
What?
Like,
He knows my name. Who the fuck?
Oh, no, sorry. God damn it.
Her name Lola.
I'm Lola.
Sorry, I was having flashbacks.
Who Martos?
I don't know who Martos is, but they sound like they have great choice in style.
It's too long of a story.
And I want to rip one of these wings off. This is mine
Okay.
now.
Yeah, as I said, they're sort of malformed. One of them's kind of smaller than the others, and it's kind of why he wasn't able to do too much flying, and why he kind of had a bit of a lopsided gait as he flew. But you can certainly, I guess, rip one of them off. It'd
I'm
be
just gonna shove it in my little pocket, like
be
it crinkles all up.
relatively hard to tear
crackle.
off, but with a short sight, you could cut it off.
I want it. Give me it.
All right.
This man does not look like he has pockets. I don't think there's anything else on him. But I will
He's
check
kind of wearing.
anyways.
He is wearing like a loincloth that has sort of a belt around it, just sort of a simple rope
Ooh.
belt. And he does
I
actually
don't know,
have.
Thunder.
He does actually have a little pouch.
Ooh. I'm gonna look through that pouch. Give me that pouch.
The pouch contains just one thing, and it is a small key.
I found a key.
And
Nice.
the end of the key, the part that you hold, it is flat, but it is shaped in the shape of a tooth.
I got a tooth key. I'm assuming it's from the front door.
yeah, maybe it goes to the one that's on the second story of the mansion too.
Yeah, with the spoon
Oh.
guy. Spoon fella.
I will put it in my pocket.
Very well.
Hmm.
As for the madcaps, they don't really have many personal belongings on them other than those large, heavy iron boots that they wear that are sort of like fastened onto them as if they can't take them off. And then, of course, the sickles that they were carrying.
No one would want those sickles, correct? I'm assuming nobody here wants any.
No need.
Right, we're just gonna collect the sickles and just yeet them into the black mold.
All right, yeah, you kind of see the black mold just kind of almost eat them whole as it spreads around the sickles that you toss in there.
Yeah, I'm hurting their logistics. the true battle.
Disrupting the supply line.
That's how we'll beat Bayro. We won't kill her. We'll just simply cut off her supplies.
I mean, you are trying to destroy the Sumerian heart,
That is true.
so you're not even wrong. Now that the cavern is silent, you have, of course, the tunnel that stretches south lying before you. What would you like to do?
We know
Time.
that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying, like, we know that way. We know that way. I don't remember what's this way. Have we gone this way yet?
We have not gone that way. That's the
Okay,
way
so
we're-
Where he came from.
is the one where we came from? Where are we coming at?
We came
It's
from originally from the east. We went west, and then we came back.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Fell the
came
other way.
from the gardens in the east, went all the way to the west where the barracks were, where you tied those guys up, and then had never. When you tried to go down here, that's when the Tooth Fairy interrupted.
Yeah, see, I'm not trying to go to the barracks. We know what's in the barracks. I'm good on that. There's a
Yeah.
mad lad over there, and then some tied up lads without hats that are also kind of upset.
I'm imagining right now that the guys tied up are like talking to the one right over there like
They're
it's a
just
dog.
scream.
They're
They're
like
just screaming.
talking to
Come
it
here,
like it's a
boy.
dog.
Come here.
Come here.
Come
no.
here.
Here, you need to untie this rope, boy. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I would love a short rest.
Me too.
Oh. I'm not resting right here. We gotta go a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
They can come in.
spellcaster
come in
can't
at any
cast any
minute.
more spells hardly.
Okay.
I mean,
Too
I need a rest
dangerous.
too.
Too dangerous to rest here. So Queelie
Definitely.
thinks.
I'm agreeing because they could come in at any minute. But I do
Well,
need a rest too. I agree.
maybe we can go peek down this way and see if it's safe. And if it's safer, then we can rest further ahead.
Yeah. So Quilly, you gotta be in front. You the strongest out of all of us right now.
So Queelie not very quiet for peeking.
I can.
I'll go to my peeking.
Actually, you
pretty
might
good
be
at
better than me.
peeking. Yeah, I'm pretty good at peeking.
Yeah, you go peek.
Oh wait, if it's dark, I don't have. Well, you don't have dark vision either, though. I'm just gonna. I'll clap.
dark
We have
vision.
we have a cool beetle.
Oh yeah, though he might alert them. I could give it a. None of you have dark vision now, right?
No, I, don't, I think you're the only one now.
Okay. So, if you want me to, I could try, but I don't have excellent sneaking ability.
You turn into animal?
Oh, that's a better
Ooh.
idea. Yeah.
That's a better idea.
Okay.
Be a little rat. Run down
All right.
there.
Form
Rats.
of
We're rats.
rat.
A rat, eh? Yeah, is that what you want to turn into?
Yeah.
It goes with the cave theme.
This is not.
Oh, wait, I found a picture of Sybil. I'm gonna put it in the Whispers chat.
I'm searching rat in my like already existing assets, and you're
That's
not.
perfect. Imagine that. Sorry.
Oh my god. Run, Sybil, run.
I was searching rat in my existing assets, and you're not gonna like any of the ones that I had. Hang on.
Everyone knows Sybil is a soft and cute, chunky rat.
All right, I might need to refresh Roll20. It doesn't seem to be enjoying what I was just doing.
Oh wait, I found another rat.
All right, one sec. Let me refresh.
Ooh.
Just search up Halo 3 rat.
Okay. Well, now Roll20 is taking a while for me, so just give me a sec.
Just wait until I tell OSHA that their supervisor was whipping them. That'll destroy Beira. Should be paying court settlements for the rest of her life.
Okay.
You're locked away for life, sealed away for humanoid trafficking and unfair working conditions.
What just happened?
What?
What? Okay. Did not like that either. Okay, I guess we have to refresh again. Man, Roll20 not having a nice night, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, seems like it's faster that time.
It got lazy from us not using it that much.
I know, he got mad.
Like, I don't even want to play D&D.
Okay, that's better. That was a lot faster that time. Alrighty, then let's get back into it. Just give me 1 sec, chat. I'll flip us back in just 1 second. Okay, there we go. That's better. I did not like what I tried to do. But we're back now. Okay. So, rat. You want to turn into a rat?
Yep.
So you got this rat.
Love it. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
That's a good
Alright,
rat.
You got this rat.
Oh, that's also a good rat.
And you got this rat.
Oh, fuck.
So pick your favorite.
Just opens a book as the rat catalog.
Is that my rat?
This
Well,
rat.
you've seen quite a few rats in your lifetime, Sybil. Which one do you prefer?
I'm going to go for small and deranged.
All
Oh,
right.
God, Sybil, why?
Well, I mean, that one actually looks like it would fit in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I was just waiting for one of the tokens you put up there to be like Halo 3 rat or some shit.
The one that was over here looked like it would beat you up and steal your money.
I had no mama to raise him
Yeah, I
right.
think that was a particularly giant rat. Alrighty. So, I gave you control of the rat, so you can move it around now.
Okay. Alright. So Sybil shrinks down and becomes a very mangy looking rat.
What the fuck, Sybil?
Good
This
luck.
cave is changing me. I cuss too much in this cave.
Gives you a little rat thumbs up. Okay. Time to scout out whatever the heck this is.
Very well. Then you make your way down sort of a narrow tunnel, skittering your way along these stones, and kind of weaving your way in between the gnarled roots and vines that twist throughout. And in the distance, as you travel, you begin to see a purple light.
Okay. Those skulls on it?
And so as you travel towards the end of this tunnel here, you see what is giving off the purple light. And it appears at first like a large mass of deep purple crystal. And then you see that it is twisted into the shape of a massive heart. And within those crystals that make up its surface, you can see sort of trapped within the massive heart the bones of the victims that were fed to it. And twisting all out from every aorta and valve of the heart are these massive vines of black mold.
Oh. I'm going to take that in and then turn to the party. If she bites that, it's gonna be like instant death.
Then you skitter your way back to the party, and the rest of you see the rat emerging back out into the lantern light.
Oh shit, a rat. Oh, never mind. Civil.
Shit.
The rat stands up on its hind legs and kind of attempts to make crossed arms at you. Okay.
You offended the
With
rat.
that, Sybil is going to turn back into her tiefling form.
Oh, look, it's Remy from Ratatouille.
Okay, so bad news. Or good news and bad news. Good news.
Oh,
There's
two in
no
one.
one there. Totally deserted.
Hey.
Completely safe room devoid of enemies. Bad news.
Okay, perfect.
The heart is in there.
What?
Not
Hmm.
perfect.
It's full of bones, and it has vines of black mold coming off it. Looks very inviting.
Is that the heart we're supposed to destroy? We were debating
Heart.
on destroying?
I forgot what our options were because it's been like a month.
Well, here was me sitting there the whole time you guys were debating about maybe you should just steal it, just put it in your pocket, knowing what it
This
looked like.
gets too big!
All right, quick,
This
Seville,
gets too
turn
big.
into a giant kangaroo.
Put it in your pouch.
2 levels before I can do that. Also, just imagining
Okay.
her growing to a massive size in this cavern like Alice in Wonderland. Getting crushed.
Become a bigger rat.
The
Hmm.
giant rat. Make all the room.
If we destroy Heart, who takes the heat?
Probably
Us
us.
or Summer
Us.
Court?
Ooh. Summer Court can handle themselves. Probably us.
Hmm.
I mean, can they though? Their idea of
Ooh,
solving
you
the
know
problem
what?
was to send us here.
Well, to
I can't handle
age
I
your
was not
memories,
involved in
several members of the Summer Court have the black mold spreading across them.
So if we
Can-
destroy it and that stops the black mold, then maybe they'll be able to handle it. But then we'd be like putting the heat on basically like an entire city of Fae, as opposed to ourselves.
Well, first off, I am not a part of Summer Court. But
I mean, you are
I
a
feel like
fair,
since-
you are a fair folk.
A folk associate.
I feel like since we destroyed it, they're gonna come for us. But if they find out that there's 2 Summer Court people here, then they might come after the Summer Court.
Hmm.
But I think they'll come after us first until they find out that you guys were part of Summer Court. Unless, do they already know you're part of Summer Court?
Even like the Hells? I forget. The
The
Hells
Hells.
are the ones that are gonna kill us for destroying this,
Oh, the
right?
Hells! Oh, the Hells gonna come for us. They ain't gonna come for the Summer Court. They're gonna come straight for us. Summer
Right.
Court didn't say, "Hey, destroy that."
To be specific, this was described to you by Hephaestion as a Zemarian heart, which belongs to a specific circle of hell known as Zemeral.
So we're going
I
to have a
mean-
circle of hell after us, not the
Uh,
entire Hells.
Which of course
Well, that
involves
sounds better.
devils that deal in nightmares.
So Queely believes nature must be protected at all costs. If we have to destroy Heart, we should. But if another way, we should take other way.
We know any other way yet?
So Queely know no other way.
Oh,
Either.
Lola knows no other way.
Maybe our multiple eye friend can help us out.
Thespian?
Oh.
Where did he go?
He said something about chanting his name. I have to check again. Hold on, it's in my pouch somewhere here. He said something about coming back.
I can age your memory too there if you want.
Please, I don't think I actually wrote it down.
He was weak from his time of imprisonment. He said that he was going to attempt to recover, and that once you found where the heart was, and once you had sort of secured that area, to just call on him, and that he would hear it.
Hmm.
Then
Okay, on one hand that, but on the other hand, calling a beholder and presenting him with a Zemarian heart.
Oh,
Hey,
that seemed like a
hey,
nice
hey.
guy.
Hey, he was a friend. You don't you trust friends. They're not friends if you don't trust them. And we already said he was friend.
He was friendly.
He's my friend.
all life
Now-
is precious that does not try to attack Soquili.
That is
Well,
that's
hold
really
on.
it.
Well,
Very
let's think about
philosophy.
this. Yeah, I've heard many stories about, and by many I mean like 2, but that's more than y'all. So ha. Anyway, I've heard that they can be quite dangerous, and so, we don't know the true intentions of this one. It is quite easy for him to act friendly just so he can get out. After all.
Your stories came from drunk people. I don't trust drunk people.
Oh god.
The highly intelligent wizard's response.
We should go see Hart for
We should
ourselves.
probably, let's probably check this out.
Alright.
And we'll figure it out.
Very well.
He really me.
Look at me, I cast magic with music.
Look at me, I'm an alcoholic who has no father. Sorry.
All right. Then the 4 of you make your way down the tunnel, and as you approach, you two see that purple light glowing in the distance.
That's scary as shit. Alright. I hope y'all know I grew up on a farm. All this is out of my comfort zone. I just wanted to avenge god dang chicken.
This is quite a lot for a chicken.
Oh,
Hey,
There's
that
your
chicken meant a
killer.
lot for me. We killed the heart. Why did you say it was my chicken's killer? Because now that's all I see it as. It doesn't deserve to beat. Let me hop over this real fast. Is it actually thumping? Or is that there's just the music we chose?
It is echoing out in the surrounding
I don't
tunnel.
like that. I don't like that. Although it
Can
makes
I-
a sick beat.
Can I just pray to Athar for guidance on another way than destroying it?
Sure.
This thing's straight evil.
Should I make some kind of check or just
Yeah,
heartbeat?
go for a nature check.
Okay.
This thing's straight evil. I think we gotta.
God, my nature sucks.
We believe in you.
Can I do a religion instead?
Yeah, sure. For you, nature is religion, so yes.
Okay, because there's a difference between a -1 and a +1.
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
Oh yes.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
With a
Athar.
21,
Please guide us. We know not how to stop this.
in this sort of unholy place, Athar is not able to reach you, but you do get the feeling that this heart, it is not natural. Had someone not created it, it would never have existed. It has been formed, created. There was an architect of the Zemarian heart.
Interesting. I'll relay that to the party. This heart, not from living being, made somehow.
So this isn't natural. This has nothing to do with nature. This is
Not at all.
This is a creation that needs to go.
I think they have created it though.
Killed my goddamn chicken.
In fact, even further than that, this would be a heresy. This would be sacrilege of nature.
Ooh.
So clearly believe heart need to be destroyed, despite the cost.
I'm with you
Killed
on
my
that
chicken.
one.
It killed my chicken. I'm down for destroying it. I love that chicken.
Well, it's not so much a matter of if we should, and more of a matter of how.
That is a great question.
Here, Is there any?
Let me step back before you do anything.
I'd avoid touching it. It has really bad vibes.
Bad
what if I touch it
juju.
with Mage Hand?
We
I feel
call
confident.
eyeball creature.
I feel like, yeah. Mr. Eyes.
Wits, you can make an Arcana check from a distance if you wish,
Wish.
just by looking at it.
I do wish.
God damn. Can I help him? Can I help him out with that?
Yeah, you can roll it again, Wits.
Okay.
I was waiting for it to be a 5.
To be honest, this would have been incredibly difficult no matter what. But even from your 7, you can tell as you kind of look at this heart, you can see almost within the purple crystals there are these almost kind of swirling and jagged rune shapes forming lines across the crystals, weaving a very, very complicated spell.
This is gonna cast Mage Hand and like touch it in a few places and see what happens.
All right. You cast Mage Hand and what? Just place your hand against the crystal.
He's just gonna like poke it. I can't. He's just gonna kind of like poke it like all over, like on the crystals, and then all these little like the veiny parts too.
Very well. As the Mage Hand touches it, you see the Mage Hand turn from this kind of spectral blue. It turns this unholy, sickly purple, and then is just absorbed into the heart.
Mm.
All right.
And you feel sort of that connection that you kind of had with it, that it sort of was mimicking your own hand. You feel it just kind of sever with a jolt, as if you just kind of like touched something that shocked you.
Hey, pro tip: don't touch.
What
I think that's what they
happened?
meant when they said they were gonna feed us to it.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I have a funny idea.
What's your
Oh
idea?
god.
What if I pick up the bottle of lightning with the Mage Hand and like drop it down one of these valves?
And
Explode it.
Oh,
Explodes it.
man.
Oh.
Not even throw it at it, like just an internal explosion.
Internally explode it.
Maybe you would just like absorb the magic.
It
I mean,
Just
it
might.
like that's what
could.
it did when you touch it with a mage hand.
It could. It
The
could.
power accelerates. Black mold spreads throughout the room, and we all die.
All right. Let me see. Do we have the materials to make a Molotov?
I set this shit on fire.
Hmm.
So clearly, think we call eyeball
I
man
think- Eyeball,
We
Mr.
not-
Eye.
knowledgeable enough.
But first we should
Oh,
probably
yeah.
still take a short rest. We gotta find somewhere that's not in this room though.
I do have a key to one of the upper floors, but it may also be of people we don't like up there.
Maybe we should explore that first. There might have more.
Yeah. I think we should look for more answers before we. I don't know. Hephaestion gives me bad vibes. Maybe it's just me.
Longer we leave heart, longer mold spread.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, true. But if we were to just randomly, or if we be too careless, we could just kill ourselves before we even do anything to the heart.
That's why we call eyeball man.
Still think I'd feel more comfortable if we were to go explore with the new key we got.
Back up.
At least that first.
Well,
Back up.
backing up.
Back up.
Good luck.
Your key lead to door west. Saw keyhole on other side,
I'm trying to shoot that shit.
where we met 2 red cap.
I mean, it would,
Remember?
but there's also an identical door on the second floor that we could go access.
Yeah, and it did have a tooth on that door.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yay, Whispers in the Woods trivia.
Oh, Lolo.
OSC, I want to check it out too. But in character, now that we found it, so clearly, I don't know if I can justify him not doing something about this right
Oh
here.
yeah.
Lola already trying to shoot it, so.
So Healy, I know we've waited a long time, but the outcomes for the forest may be better if we try and exhaust all of our options before we take any immediate measures.
Call Eyeball Man is option.
What if he's manipulating us?
And we kill him.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh, then
Hello.
we kill an
He's my
aberration.
friend.
What
I can
aberration?
talk to him. I'm very friendly.
Trust me, Lola. From what I've heard,
I don't trust your stories.
Trying to kill him will perhaps be even harder than
Well,
fighting
he's
that
my
tooth fairy.
friend, so I don't want to kill him. He's my friend. Also, did anything happen when I shot it?
It sort of glanced off and just sort of rattled your arrow to the floor. It's a very hard crystal.
I don't know if we can destroy this with our power alone, to be honest, guys. We can't
Well-
touch it or we're getting
Need something
absorbed.
else.
We
Well-
can't hit it, it's too strong. I want Mr. Eyeball's intake on this.
Well, we learned.
I can't
Well-
remember what he said.
Well, no, the arrow kind of shows that perhaps more physical things are maybe not totally immune, but maybe a little more immune. Magic seems to be purely hopeless unless if it's a higher caliber. But perhaps if we could find something physical, we might could do it without.
My only fear is, like, they said that they were gonna feed us. There's literally bones in it. So, like, even if we hit it with a weapon, my fear is, like, we're still gonna get, like, sucked into it.
I was thinking more of some sort of explosive, but
Do you see any explosions? I don't own an
Maybe
explosive.
throw like a standard material explosive into one of the valves, but like we were thinking with the magic ball. Like, it seems too simple, but might have some effect.
Fear that, like, if we destroy this thing, it's gonna cause, like, a huge explosion, and we're not gonna be
I
able to get
mean-
out of this.
Yeah, we were in a cave with a bunch of black mold that will like probably not do good things when it's burning with this death horrible crystal thing.
that's
So
true.
it would not be good for us, but
Mr. Eyeball, come to me.
Is that your chant?
That's my chant. That's
Oh
my
my God.
chant.
Are you genuinely trying to summon him, or is this a joke?
This is genuine. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I'm generally trying to summon him. As soon as Sybil starts talking, I'm just gonna be like, Mr. Eyeball, hands in the air too, going up and down.
Mr. Eyeball, Mr. Eyeball,
Eyeball, come
Mr.
to
Eyeball,
me.
Mr. Eyeball.
Stop.
So clearly, like, pounds his pike on the ground, like, drumming
Well,
along.
Mr. Eyeball,
Woods just
Mr.
looks at the bill.
Eyeball.
Well, this was fun. Goodbye.
you're leaving?
Mr. Eyeball!
Woods is he's gonna walk up to like around the corner, but he's not gonna like just completely leave. He doesn't trust that eyeball man enough.
Mr. Eyeball.
So
Don't
in
trust him, not leaving them alone with him.
the corner of the cavern, you see just sort of wisps of shadow begin to form, and then from out of the shadows comes the large beholder, Hephaestion. And he fixes your gaze on you, Lola, who summoned him, and he says, "Ah, you have summoned Hephaestion." And
Yeah,
then,
how you doing? You feeling better?
well, you see his gaze immediately turn to the heart. And
Yep.
you have located the Zemarian heart as well. I
Yes,
commend
sir,
you.
we did. Thank you. It was horrible. I got a nice crown out of it, though.
You have not touched it, I trust.
Since there's skulls in it, no, we have not. But we tried to mage hand it, try to magically touch it, and that didn't go well either.
It was wise of you to not touch it, but I'm afraid magic and the spells that you are casting, especially one as simple as Mage Hand, would not have much of an effect on a
That's what
Zemarian
our
heart.
fear was. That's what we were thinking as well. But we're at a loss here. We don't know if we can shatter it. I tried shooting an arrow at it. It kind of just ricocheted, which gave us a little bit of hope, but not a lot of hope that we could shatter it.
The
So
Zemarian heart contains powerful infernal magic. Before that is disrupted, no attack, no damage will have any effect at all. One must first attempt to sever the arcane weave within it.
oh shit.
A task that is no small feat.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how dangerous is that? 10 being the most dangerous. 1 being, nah, it's like a paper cut.
As far as tasks on the mortal planes, I would say perhaps a 10 would be accurate.
See, that's not good, guys. That's not a good sign there.
However,
Ooh.
you have at your side Hephaestion. I was one of the very architects who helped build the spires of Zemural. In exchange for their infernal secrets. And so, at one time I thought them allies. But I see they no longer consider us so,
I'm sorry you lost a friend.
as
It
they
costs you.
imprisoned me to be a servant to that Beira.
Ooh, spit on the name.
So I shall aid you, if only to harm the betrayers of Zemural. I
Yo.
shall do my best to disrupt the weave within this Zemarian heart. But I'm afraid it shall fall to the 4 of you, 3 of you perhaps, to then destroy it while I disrupt it.
You know if heart have defense capability?
Of that, I am not sure. As a Marian heart is shaped by the one who owns it. I know not what Beira has done to shape it.
I'm gonna assume there's some defense on it. If this was so precious to her, she's definitely put defenses on it.
One must assume so,
Okay.
but I'm afraid we have no other option.
Fuck. Okay.
Say the word and I shall begin.
What will happen to the forest and its inhabitants after we destroy it? Will the mold be gone? Will they be fine?
When the source of the mold is destroyed, it will no longer be able to spread, and its connection to the arcane font that empowers it will grow weak and die, and so too shall the black mold wither and disappear from this plane.
What might happen to creatures that are already affected by the black mold? Will they go with it?
Those who suffer from its effects shall be cured, I surmise, but those who have already been claimed by it cannot be restored.
My fucking chicken.
Okay.
R.I.P. to my chicken.
Mr. Eyeball, So Queely is ready, but wounded, along with friends, wounded. You able to help? Help us recover?
I do know curative magic, should you wish to be restored. Though I do wish to save my strength for the heart.
If
Save
you want,
strength.
I could cast some healing magic before we begin. I have enough cure wounds that I could get everybody and still have spell slots left.
So Queely is ready then.
I don't
He'll
think
only
any of
speak
my
for
spells.
himself.
None of my spells are gonna be helpful, so I'm just gonna be whacking it. So I can use my spell
Okay.
slots to heal me up.
Real quick.
So,
I completely forgot because I don't think I ever had them put in my inventory. But what were those two bottles of alcohol that had a magic component to it? I remember one of them was a brandy.
Yes. You had a dragonfire thing that gave you fire breath. And then you had I believe it was liquid courage. I'm just scrolling through. Liquid courage gave you help with strength things, I believe. Oh, perfect.
Those are the notes I took on it. I think that's it.
Temp HP and boosts your AC and your strength.
Okay.
And the other one would give you a little bit of health and let you do basically a fire breath attack, which is like a cone AoE.
Okay. Half of it was so I can remember, so I could try to use it. The other half, because Witz wants to make a Molotov or something equivalent.
I mean, it is just a strong alcohol. If anything would make a Molotov, it'd be Dragonfire whiskey.
Well, see, the thing is that whiskey isn't that flammable, but brandy is.
Yes, but this is Dragonfire whiskey.
That is fair. So
you could probably mix them together and make something pretty potent.
yeah,
Would of course
Witz is
consume them, but
yeah, Witz probably. Let's see. Yeah, actually, can Witz like take a second to study the magical effects to see, like, how potent of a brew he can get mixing, and seeing like if it will act as like normal alcohol being set on fire, or like if it could be greater.
yeah, I'd say you could accomplish that over a short rest.
okay. So are we taking a short rest?
I mean, Witz would love to.
Would love to, but like I'm not. Is this a good place right now?
Well, we're not dead yet, so hopefully that means we won't be dead in an hour. What do y'all
That'd
think?
be a good idea. Like,
I mean, all I'd get back from a short rest would be just health. Like,
Same.
I mean, I get my channel divinity back, but I don't think I could use it effectively here.
I mainly just want it because I can get back a level 2 spell slot, which would be kind of like a backup for me, I guess.
Oh wait, I
currently don't
could get
have
a
any.
smite back. Now that you mention that, because I have a bonus action that gives me a spell slot back as well. Yeah, in character, I just want to go for it. Out of character, it's up to you guys. I don't really care.
I would greatly prefer a short rest.
Sybil 2.
So then I guess Lola's the tiebreaker there,
Well, shit.
or whatever you decide. It'll either cause a tie or.
I'm thinking of a number. Guess it. It's between 1 through 10.
Or
5.
2.
It was 7 who was closer. I forgot y'all's numbers already.
Uh,
I said 5. So
Which one did you
so it's
say?
tied.
Did 4.
Okay, so yeah, I'm down for just going for it. I'll get back his health.
okay.
So we short resting or?
I mean, I still prefer 2 because also Witch was going to try to make this weird third Molotov as well.
Yeah.
We
I
can
could.
short rest.
do
I'll
some
talk.
healing
I'll
at
just.
some point.
I'll hang out with Eyeball. I'll ask
Okay,
Eyeball
do
about his
that.
eyeballs.
So Chloe's just gonna listen to that conversation and chill while we rest.
Very well. Okay. Then, Wits, what were you attempting to do then? Just give me another summary so I can think.
Okay, so he's going to try to mix these 2 alcohols together
Mhm.
and see if their magical components can make a more potent substance, I guess, like for when ignited.
Yeah, so you want to kind of take a look at their properties, maybe find a good ratio.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just make an intelligence check then. You're a wizard, so you'd kind of be able to
Let's
understand
go.
the general arcane nature of these 2 magical alcohols. Yeah, so you estimate that using probably more parts brandy and then just a few splashes of the Dragonfire whiskey would create a rather potent explosive. You sort of find a good balance. Too much of the whiskey and it won't light, and not enough of the whiskey and it'll fail to catch it all.
Like the wrong thing on there. On D&D Beyond. Unless it wants to show it. It did not.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you do about 3/4 brandy, 1/4 whiskey in your mixture. And the rest of you heal with your hit dice. And then I guess, Lola, what do you want to ask Hephaestion?
I'm gonna ask him about his eyeballs. I'm like, so I see you got multiple color eyeballs. How did that happen? How do you get multiple colors? I too have 2 different color eyeballs, but not as many as you.
Each eye contains knowledge on a different school of magic.
Oh. You got bard magic? You play music?
I am afraid that the bardic arts do
Ah.
seem to escape me.
That usually happens, yeah. Well, that's neat. I also have a question, and don't take it rudely. I'm curious.
Very well, speak your mind.
Do you pee? How do you pee? This is a serious question, guys.
Holder things.
Or is it like when you cry, that's your pee?
A beholder has no need for hydration and thus no need for urination.
Oh. Oh. Wait, so you do not need to eat either? You don't need to eat? You don't need to drink? You just kind of hang out?
Beholders find sustenance in the arcane.
Huh. That's cool.
Got a big tasty lunch right here then.
Yeah. I got some other questions. And they might be a little bit more intrusive.
More intrusive than how do you pee?
That was basic. That everyone has that question. They
and
need
then
to
following
know.
up with, do you pee when you cry?
Like, when you cry, is that like peeing for you? So, question is like, how were you born? Because if you're born, then like, you need to have a vagina. But if you guys don't pee, I don't think you guys have vagina. Do you guys even have genders? questions. How were you born? Or like, did you just pop into existence and you named yourself? And if so, if you did name yourself, why did you pick the name that you picked?
So clearly gonna rest over here now.
So Curly was so interested in listening into that conversation, and you ruined it for him so fast.
These sound like the type of questions someone writing a book about beholders is like asking. Like not even like a hey, I want to get to know more about you in particular. It's like, okay, I'm actually writing this book called The Biology of Beholders.
Actually, that does sound interesting.
See? I don't know how beholders are created.
My kind hail from beyond the rift. I'm afraid that the processes of beholder creation are perhaps a little beyond your mortal mind.
Bro,
What
I'm
about
just
Other
I'm a simple
beholders,
bard.
though.
That's true.
I didn't hear Cyril's question.
Oh, what about other beholders, though? Do you know any? Do you have a family? Do you have any friends?
We are solitary
Oh.
folk.
Oh, that sounds very sad.
We love you. I love you. I don't know about Sybil. I won't speak for Sybil. I love you.
I don't
And
know
one-
you. You're a stranger to me.
When one dedicates themselves to the arcane, they have not time for such small things as friends.
Hmm.
Oi, that's his way of telling you to fuck off.
What? How he got his name? Did he choose it? Because I would have chose a different name than Lola. That's why I chose my own name. How he get his name? Who named him? Are you even a him? Are we just assuming you're a him?
Hephaestion was not a given name. I simply am Hephaestion.
Oh shit. So no other beholder will have your name.
Indeed.
That's cool as shit. You know how many Lolas
you-
were in my village? There was a lot of Lolas. No one's creative.
Do you know of any other beholders? Like, besides you, I mean? Like, personally. Like, their names and what they're up to.
I
whether
know
you
of
like them or not.
I know of their presence. But then
Hmm.
I have been locked away for some time. So
That's
I
another
know not
question.
their current
Oh,
state.
yeah?
When we do this thing and with the energy thing, are you gonna be okay after? Like, you just got your freedom back. Are you gonna be good after this? The silence is unsettling.
Mm, mm.
You're gonna be fine, don't
Sumerian-
worry about it.
A Sumerian heart is an unpredictable thing. It is impossible to say.
Well,
would
if we
you
all
do?
perish,
But
if we all perish, just know I love you.
the destruction of a Sumerian heart will be a very large thorn in the side of the circle of Zemaral. And for their actions, I feel they deserve it.
I mean, they did betray you.
They're going to
I'm
be
not about
really angry
betrayal.
at you, too, aren't they?
I feel they shall not like me after this, but seeing as how they treated me in the past,
They shouldn't have betrayed you. You're damn right.
Betrayal is such a horrible thing.
Speak your truth, Snap.
they
Zformation
should
Snap.
indeed have been kinder to Hephaestion.
Damn right.
Okay.
Is it okay if I sketch you before we do any of this? I think everyone else is still.
You may do
Resting.
whatever you wish to prepare.
I'm gonna sketch you. Put all your cool little facts. And that would be the rest of my short rest. It would just be doodling him.
Very well. If anybody else has anything else they want to take care of.
They don't pee and they don't poop.
Jotting down in your notebook.
Don't pee, don't poop.
It just says no pee, no poo.
So Quilly's just gonna spend the rest of the rest like using the wall as a whetstone, I guess, kind of for his pike, just sharpening it.
Nice.
Just a quick question.
Mhm.
With the ratios that it takes to make one of these Molotovs,
Yeah, 'cause
how
you-
many
c-
could you possibly make?
because
It's not
you-
just like a.
Because you got a
Go ahead.
20 on that intelligence check, you'll still have a use of the Dragonfire, but you will have used the Brandy.
Okay.
So because you got a good check there, you only use one of them instead of both.
All right. I know. I'm with how my luck's been. I'm kind of scared to use the Dragon Breath because I feel like I just do it, fail the con save, and take the damage. But it also is pretty cool.
Yeah, but then
So.
you get to RP being drunk in the middle of a battle.
Who says I'm
So
not
it's
already doing that?
Win-win. So whenever you're ready, Hephaestion awaits.
What was that thing we got that allowed us to scry? What was that called again? It was like a flower or something?
It
Or
was a
plant?
doom bloom. It was a deep purple flower, yeah, that was said to allow you to scry on a target of your choosing.
I feel like we should use that at some point. Maybe before we do this, maybe after. I don't know. We have no idea where Beira is. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm saying we go to the tooth door first, figure out what's all that is about. And then if that leads to nothing, or like we hit a dead end with that, then I say let's figure out where Beira is at.
Yeah.
Okay. So, heart, tooth door, scry.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm down with that.
Woo! I'm ready when y'all are. I finished sketching the no pee and no poop.
So, clearly ready.
All right. All right. I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Very well. Then, to arms, my comrades in revenge. And you see him kind of fixate all of the eye stalks on the heart, and you see them kind of, the eyes themselves, darting back and forth as they scan across the heart's surface. And with the sort of moving arcane jagged sigils that you can see within the heart itself, you can actually see the eyes following those, each of them following different paths all at once as he unblinkingly watches. And he just sort of sits there in silence for almost an entire minute, just watching and studying the heart. And then you see each of those eye stalks, the eye at the end of it begins to glow, each the color of the eye. And then as they glow with this bright light, suddenly beams of light shoot from each of the eye stalks and sort of bore their way into the crystal at very particular points, stabbing straight through several sigils. And as he sort of holds these beams in place, you see his large eye now scanning and hyper-focused on the heart. And as he fires off these beams of light, you actually see the heart begin to sort of crack slightly across its surface. And it begins to grow even brighter as it surges with light.
I think that's the cue. Oh. Oh no.
And then you hear Hephaestion's voice once more, not looking at any of you, still hyper-fixated on what he's doing. He says, "Now!"
Don't know how we're doing it. I'm just going for it.
So-
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
four of you,
We're doing it.
all four of you take a turn at once.
All right, going for a smite, big smite.
All right.
Oh, big smite.
So it's a stationary object, so it's got a very low AC.
Not a big smite. Bonus actions too.
Yeah, full turn, full turn. So anything you can do in a turn, you can do.
If those hit, that's what I'm doing.
Yep, the AC is 8, so if you're over an 8, then you're good.
I didn't even do an AC. Hold up. Click. Okay.
It's 22 damage for me, split across different damage types, but
Mhm.
22 total.
Only 5 for me.
Another 7 from Sybil, and another 5 from Lola. What about Wits?
Wits will light the Molotov, and he'll like throw it up in the air and catch it with his mage hand, and then try to like throw it down. Or actually,
Slam it down.
he'll try to throw it in one of these openings.
All right. Then you see it just sort of shatter as it kind of passes through one of the larger valves in the heart, and you hear kind of this glass shatter, and then just a roaring flame erupts from that valve as it explodes. So roll 4d8. All right, plus another
Not bad.
18. All right. So as all of you immediately attack the heart, you see it kind of the cracks across its surface begin to spread and widen. Now it's got these large shards of it breaking off as it kind of begins to tremble and shake, pulsing with light shooting from these cracks that are forming across it, as it takes, I believe, total of 52 damage from all of you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not quite enough to destroy it, and so the heart activates its defense mechanism, and you see the tangle of black mold begin to writhe across the cavern floor, and those tangles surge towards the 4 of you. So all of you make dex saves.
Oh, shit.
Mm.
Sybil
Oh my
safe.
god, I got a 20.
I think the rest of us
Sybil
are
just
fucked.
took like one step to the left, and they all
Probably
missed.
might be safe. Damn.
So that is 15 damage for Lola and Wits.
I want to do like the horses go through the courses and like jump over the obstacles. I want to do like that with one of the mold vine things.
Yeah, like a jump rope.
Yeah, fancy horse.
Yeah, so the other 2 you manage to duck out of the way as these vines lash at you, but the other 2 aren't quite as lucky. And Lola and Wits, you are struck with this mold, which sort of attaches itself to you, and you feel it burn like acid, and it actually stays, marring your skin.
Alright, well, we gotta kill this shit now. We have to destroy this shit now. I'm not dying to black mold. Not like my chicken.
Good thing we short rested. I'd be at 1 HP right now if not.
Oh my gosh.
And Hephaestion rolls a
Yeah.
19 to keep his concentration on what he's doing as the mold spreads and lashes out at everyone. So he keeps his concentration, and so all 4 of you take another turn.
Oh no! Wait, what did you say the AC was?
It was an 8.
8.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I fucking missed it.
Okay.
Make up for it, guys. Make up for my myth.
It's barely.
$14 from me.
Stationary heart. Make a DC saving or dex saving throw.
Yeah, it's not going to make any of those, so it'll just take the damage. All right. Did Sybil roll damage?
Oh, yeah, I did. It's, What'd I get? I got a 9.
Ah.
It was just at the top of the list.
Alright, and we will add that to your last turn. Alright, so this time as you all return to your steel yourselves against the last lashings that you received and strike once more at the heart. This time you see entire chunks of it begin to fall off. Now you can sort of see parts of the skulls and rib cages and bones inside of this crystalline heart are exposed now as it shatters even further. But the heart still lives. And so once more, the tentacles of mold will lash out at you all. So all 4 of you make one more dex save.
Nat 20 and a nat 1.
Ruh-roh.
Alright, it's the inverse this time. Sequili and Sybil do not save.
We didn't want to get hit by it again so bad.
Yeah, you really didn't like that first one. That one burned real bad.
Yeah, that made me bloody.
My jump rope timing's off.
So,
Sybil got cocky with that 20.
ooh, very good roll for you two, though. Just 7 acid damage for the both of you.
Taken.
And then we'll roll once more for Hephaestion. And this is his specialty, so he rolls pretty darn well again and maintains his concentration. So, once more, with the bones lodged inside the crystal heart exposed, the 4 of you strike a third time.
Dang it, sorry. That's 6. Accidentally
Sybil,
hit
you
twice.
glance off the crystal and do no damage.
Bruh.
18 for me.
13 for me.
Very well.
Right.
Then this time as you strike, Sybil, you glanced off, but the other 3 met their marks. And so this time, now that the skulls are exposed, your attacks begin to shatter the actual bones within it. And you see these pulses of light now begin to flash and cast large shadows across the cavern around you. And the tentacles that were lashing out at you are now writhing. And you hear this loud, just sort of hissing screech across the entire chamber as the heart now beating incredibly rapidly. And then you see these cracks that are forming across it spread further and further and further as the heart begins to collapse in on itself. And sort of as if a void formed inside it, it just sort of implodes. The skulls and the bones begin to turn to dust, and the crystal loses that bright glow, and the vines and tangle around you that were once lashing out at you begin to almost kind of burn and hiss and then fall still as the Zemarian heart lies dead. No longer beating.
It's dark.
But of course, the disappearance of the purple glow does cast the entire cavern into shadow.
Alright,
So Queeley's
go
still
Gadget
alive.
Berry.
Everyone else still alive.
Just cast light on my
still alive.
tail. Head count, who's all living? Heard
I
Sybil.
appear to be alive.
Sequili- Oh, what's still alive? Mr. I, you
Mhm.
still kicking?
Indeed, I still
Oh, thank
stand.
fuck. So, did we just piss off a layer of hell?
I believe they shall not be too happy about our actions.
Will they have been able to sense this, or will Beira have to tell them about it?
I believe the High Seers will already know.
That means we should probably get the F out of here.
Good idea. How we do that? So clearly not seeing anything.
I have a light on my tail right now.
So clearly seeing you.
Yeah, which of you have
Yeah,
dark, which
you
of you have
always
dark
do me.
vision, by the way?
Just Sybil.
Just Sybil.
Just
Yep,
Sybil
just
now.
me.
Then really, Sybil, you're the only one able to see that Hephaestion's kind of entire hide is covered in these burns.
Hephaestion.
His
looking-
large central eyeball is sort of bloodshot, and you can see broken blood vessels in a lot of the eye stalks.
You're looking a little crispy there, buddy.
Indeed, the destruction of a Sumerian heart was no small feat, but I shall be all right once I've had some time to recover.
Okay.
I know not what course of action you pursue from here on, but I shall have to retire to my chambers to rest.
Thank you for the help.
Thank you.
Pop by if you ever get lonely. You're very fun to talk to.
And I thank you once more, not only for freeing me, but for aiding in the destruction of this artifact. I do not think we shall see each other again.
Alright.
I will miss you, but thank you for letting me draw you. I wish you all the best in life.
I wish you well on your venture, wherever they may take you.
Live long.
Indeed. And with that, you see the shadow kind of envelop him again as he sort of shrinks back into it. And then the shadow dissolves and Hephaestion is gone.
I miss him already.
Let's go get Beira's head.
Oh my god, thank you.
Okay, okay,
I just wanted
Mardos.
to try it.
Just following Lola because she's like the light in the dark
Only
that's
light
leading the
source. Hey
way.
guys,
Sybil,
on,
can
guys.
you
follow the tail.
Barry?
Yeah, Barry, if he isn't already on, Sybil's going to switch him back on again.
I'm waiting for like Sybil, like look at Barry's like Barry, on.
Very.
Yeah.
Oh no, like the clap. You know how you can clap
Yeah,
and
but-
like turn on lights.
You only need Barry for a little bit before you reach the mold garden where the lanterns are lit. And as you're approaching back out into the light, the four of you can see that those patches, those mold patches that had spread across your arms and shoulders and stuff where you were struck by the tangle of black mold, that has completely disappeared, leaving just the burns, the normal burns. And also, the gardens themselves have withered. The black mold is now this dried, sort of withered white as it kind of shrivels, shrinking back into the gardens that it grows from. But as for where you're going next, I think we'll call it a session here, since it's a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, we're gonna be hunted by devils from hell now.
Yeah, we are. Oopsies. Well. Well, we did our best. We did what was right.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned if beholders pee.
They don't pee. They do not pee.
Alrighty.
And certainly not from their eye.
So, off the top of our heads, is there anything that interferes with next week?
Possibly.
Oh.
Potentially. I'm not sure what's gonna happen because it has been absolutely chaotic. But my family
Fair
has
enough.
been moving like for the last week. We are going to be moving out of the house finally on Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how far that's going to go into next week. So
Yeah.
just a heads up that there might be issues.
Yeah, we'll leave you as a 50-50. You don't have to confirm either
And
way.
I am also kind of like that because I already have one exam the early in the morning right after or the after exam, but one of them that is on Monday right now might get moved till also Wednesday morning, and if that happens, I definitely can't do it. And it's a maybe even if that doesn't happen, just because I need to study for that.
Even one exam is more than enough of a reason. No one will be mad. So feel free to take the day off if you need to.
Yeah.
I know we've missed a
But-
bunch, but still feel free. Like, of course, it comes first. So we're not gonna be mad.
But after that, my quarter will be over, so I'll be more free after that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been a hectic time, but things are starting to free up. So we'll get back into things. But all right, so we'll just let me know for next week. Nobody has to confirm here or there. I just wanted to get a sense of it. All right, so we'll call it a night there. Yeah, finals are hell. You're right, Firebird. And so that'll be if it does happen, it'll be of course next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, as it usually is. But we do have some other campaigns on this channel. On Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have Seas of Sand, who are exploring an ancient temple, the Scorpion's Den, as they're learning, in order to figure out why a cult of Yuan Ti are hunting for certain items and what might lie further within that temple. Then on Saturdays, we have Dreamwalker at 8 p.m. Eastern. And they actually just finished a dungeon, and they're making their way. They made their way back to town, and now they need to figure out how to get to a deeper level of the dream that they're in order to find the night terror that lies within. Very relevant to a lot of the Zemarian stuff going on in this campaign. And so those are the different campaigns running. They're all in the same living world of Grand Lorien, of course. So they all have persistent characters, persistent effects on the world. And destroying a Zemarian heart will definitely be one of them. So if you want to
Oopsies.
be up to date, I wouldn't say whoopsies. I think you guys did the right thing.
I feel we did too.
I will say that would have
We
been
did a great job.
that would have been a hell of a lot harder if you hadn't summoned Hephaestion.
See?
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Mr. Eyeball.
I had a feeling he was gonna be the key, but at the same time,
It was
the Witch didn't trust him.
it was possible without him, but he was taking the brunt of that.
Sybil told her whole life story to Sequili as soon as she met him. She trusts everybody she meets.
Oh my god, like the whole
I
like
have no
trusting
fear.
an otherworldly powerful being is not a thing for Sybil.
You know the what is it? You know, like meet the different classes from TF2. You remember Meet the Sniper, where he's like, have a plan to kill everyone you meet. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Well,
even if
literally-
he
Oh,
even if he
sorry,
doesn't
go
have the means. No, you're good.
like so Kuli's my subclass Oath of the Ancients is literally like all life is precious type deal. So that's kind of what I was playing off of with him.
Yeah.
Like, the Beholder wasn't, or Hephaestion wasn't hostile towards us to begin with, so he trusted him.
Yeah, you guys did him a solid, and he helped you out in turn. Plus, it aligned with his goals.
Everyone is friend until proven otherwise.
True that.
Was the Chief Fairy friend at first?
He was, and then he did the laugh, and he tried to kill me, and then he was not friend no more.
Where
Yeah.
was that line? Like, where was the line like during that battle where he went from friend to foe?
I think the second laugh was what made him a foe. That second laugh came around, and I was like, oh no, he not friendly.
Well, I called him on the sending stone and he didn't respond, so he technically ghosted Sequili. So at that point, he was no longer a friend.
Worse than the worst possible hostility.
Yeah.
Sequili's eyes.
All right. So to wrap up, if you're trying to keep track of schedule changes and if you want to be up to date on if I'm changing stream times or stream days, you can follow me on Twitter. There's the link at Graham Lorian if you want to be up to date on all of that. Alternatively, you can also join the Discord. It's not just for players. I announce schedule changes and stuff like that and stream times. There, we also have chat channels for all the different campaigns where you can discuss what happened or what you think might happen, as well as meme channels for your ship posts and an art channel with a lot of really, really good art in it. So feel free to join. We also have an archive. If you ever miss a session and want to go back and get caught up, the YouTube channel has all the VODs. I export them once we're done streaming. So if it's not here on the Twitch channel, you can't find the VOD, then go check the YouTube channel because it'll probably be there. We also have a world anvil, which is basically like a wiki that contains all the information about the living world of Grand Lorien. Deities and factions, some characters, and all of the kingdoms and continents that exist within Grand Lorien. So if you want to do some extracurricular reading and learn more about all the stuff that's going on here, if you want to learn about Athar, the god that Sequili is praying to and all that stuff, that'd be located there. Other than that, the next stream will most likely be Thursday, so 3 poison damage, that's not bad. It's not as bad as it could have been. But
Yeah,
other
with my current HP.
with your current HP, yeah, maybe a little worse. But other than that, that's all I have for you tonight. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you, of course, for the follow, Firebird, and for watching. It was a fun session, and we had a good boss fight, and you destroyed a Zemarian heart, quite an accomplishment. So we'll call it a night here. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Yeah, you can't trust that cheese.
Have a good night,
Never.
everyone.
Take
Good
care,
night.
everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.